Welcome to the Take Cover Podcast with your hosts, Jacob and Chase. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, we are live.
Oh, word, finally. Hey, sorry, Chase sucks, but we're live, new studio, everything looks different. Sorry, stickers are gone. Chase won't let me put 1,000 stickers on his
But
wall.
motherfuckers, we got the Declaration of motherfucking Independence on the wall right now, so don't be salty.
We're in here with motherfucking Josh Hayden and Drake Renfrow.
What's good,
These
what's
dudes
good?
need
What's up, boys?
an introduction. This shit's brought to you by Gracie Owensboro. This motherfucker's business. What's going on with it?
It's popping.
Yeah, it is pop, dude. It's
Get
like
busy, man.
Mondays are insanely busy in there. Like you can barely squeeze in there. But you were moving, right?
Yeah.
I seen you post up about that.
Yeah, we're the. I'm not sure if it's official yet because it's not. I'm not the one doing it, but we should be moving around 6 months, 7 months. So we'll be doubling in space. So
Doubling?
Cool. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
We'll have two more. We'll have 2,000 square feet of mat. So
Okay.
pretty
We're gonna
sweet.
get rid of that big ass column right in the middle.
Oh yeah.
It never fails.
That's
Whenever I'm
gonna
rolling,
make
I always end up against it.
That's gonna make it seem a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Because it takes away some square footage for sure. Usable mat space anyway. So.
I was looking at old pictures and that wall, like the walls around the mat area, didn't always used to be there.
No.
It was all just part of the gym, I guess.
Yeah. Which one? Which one did you see? Which pictures? Because we had our first location. We were in a storage unit, and we had like concrete walls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, I got a picture of that one.
Yeah, and then the other one we only had one wall. But yeah, we didn't always have the mats on the side. I was looking at who's that? I was talking to somebody.
Oh, we brought the Ciroc in.
I was talking to Josh. It was about. Remember me and you were rolling. I were recording.
Yeah.
I was recording while me and him were rolling live on my fan page.
That's awesome.
And it was at the first gym. I was like, damn, man, that's wild. Because it's grown. It's grown a lot, man.
Yeah.
Thank God for Dustin though. To be honest, like the partnership with Dustin Edge and stuff like that, man. We've really grown a lot with that partnership, man. So it's pretty cool. Pretty
That's pretty
excited.
badass.
It's gonna be pretty cool.
That's cool. What about your streaming shit, man? I
What?
seen Fish commented on there.
My stream, but I only stream usually at like 4 a.m. because I wake up at 4.
Okay.
Put the coffee, the coffee's already out.
Right.
It's already brewing.
Yeah.
Wake up, get the coffee, then I start playing some Fortnite, Gears of War, and shit like that. So, but I only
feel
got
it.
like 199 followers. I'm doing a giveaway at 200 though.
Okay.
I'm doing some V-Buck giveaway, or it depends on whatever game somebody.
Wait, you're at
wants.
199?
Yeah.
I bet.
Twitch.tv right here, motherfucker.
Giveaway happens now.
You ain't got no excuses now.
Oh, shit.
You're right.
What's your username on there?
It is.
KHURBZ.
Curves.
Oh, shit.
Curves, there it is.
Chase is like, I'm going to get those V-Bucks. So.
Hey, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, it looks official,
Follow,
man.
there it is.
I seen you post that video on Instagram, and it fucking pissed me off watching it.
Which one?
Where you shot that dude out of the fucking sky in one shot. He was shooting at you in like, what, a helicopter or something?
Yeah.
And you literally were just standing there not moving. And he didn't kill you the entire time. You fired one fucking shot and dropped him.
That game's fun, man. I honestly don't really like Fortnite. It's just like a big popular game. so
Yeah,
I
nobody
play
else
it.
does either. It's
And,
weird.
but I like the objective game types and stuff like that, man. So
What's your favorite game?
Man, right now, honestly, I would say Rainbow Six Siege is pretty dope.
Bet.
On
Yep.
PC, though, I don't play console.
Well, yeah, we can't all be winners. I get it.
but yeah, and Gears of War. We've been playing some Gears of War 4. Just the objective game types.
That was
man.
cute. Do it in the mic next time.
Bless you.
We all want to hear that.
Thank you, guys.
Can't get away with shit on the show. Tell you what.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. But this is nice, man. We got a lot more space in here.
Yeah, I like it.
When I got to
really
piss, I
dope.
ain't got to knock over the camera and shake the table. And
Corey Hayes said bigger room for these animals.
fucking animals.
Corey Hayes needs to get back in the gym.
Oh, shit.
But
Call him out on the podcast.
He said, wow. So,
Motherfuckers call in this podcast. We haven't had a call in I don't know, in months.
It's been a couple of podcasts. Normally, we have people call in and just say random shit, and it's at least it's funny.
We've had some people call in and stay on the line for like an hour and just join the conversation, and that's awesome as fuck to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'll talk to anybody. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Especially people like a lot of people. I got accused of being closed-minded for like the first time of my fucking life on Facebook the other day.
Really?
Like, listen, I started a fucking podcast to talk to people that don't agree with me.
We've had some crazy motherfuckers in here.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Like, it's weird. Like, it's hard to find people that don't agree with you.
Corey said #truth.
It's hard to find people that don't agree with you when they're in front of a mic live, though. Like, a lot of people just get their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
You know? But fuck it, man.
A lot of people get butt hurt.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed a lot is like we've had guys in here that like they're like, yeah, we'll come in and talk about a certain thing, and then they'll come in and they're like, they don't want to say nothing. They just want to wait for Jacob to talk and wait for Jacob to challenge them. And Jacob, I'll give him his props. He calls out people when they bring up bullshit. Okay, even if it's on the podcast, if it's on Facebook or whatever, he calls out the bullshit. Sometimes I smell it, but he always calls it out. So it's just funny that people come in here and say a certain thing, and then they come in here and then they act a certain way. It's like, come on, dog, we know the truth. Come on now. So
it's not always bad to disagree with someone either, though.
No,
you have to have that conversation.
we've had some of the best
You have to.
conversations with people we disagree with
love
too.
it.
So
You gotta see both sides.
Absolutely. And that's when, like, a lot of people get defensive if they feel like they're losing an argument. It's like, man, you can't get defensive, especially if it's like clear cut where you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and I've been in that situation, and I've been defensive before. And you got to step back and just be like, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. It's not a bad thing to be wrong. You're learning. You're growing.
Exactly.
Well, you didn't know about it, so it's something you learned in the process.
You can't blame yourself for being ignorant to something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a $5 billion wall. Fucking idea. Just saying. Now, listen, all right, I voted for Donald Trump.
Oh.
But goddamn.
he's like, oh, we going to politics now, motherfuckers.
Hey, listen, it's just going where it's going. You feel me?
Hey, let's get it.
I just think, okay, there's a lot better ways to spend $5 billion.
Man, this is how I look at it. Man,
Just give it to me.
There's so much shit that needs to be done in the U.S. in itself. Like, there's homeless veterans, homeless people. Like, what are we doing? Like, you worried about a damn wall for what?
$5 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I heard this stat the other day, which y'all can fact check me on it if you want to, but the crazy thing is we're sitting over here arguing about less than 15% of the budget. 85% of the budget is already decided on, but 15%, no, we got to argue about a wall.
Yeah, well, in fairness, okay, I typically align with Republican beliefs a lot of the time. This is something, however, that I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I don't want $5 billion. I don't want to spend $5 billion on a fucking wall. That's not going to do shit. Yeah. Most illegal immigrants come over to the United States via airplane. Okay, so it's just
or just work visa.
I loved it. There was a fucking meme. It said $5 billion plan, and it was just a brick wall, and then it said $5 solution. It was a ladder. And I fucking laughed so goddamn hard.
It's very true. Jim Costa from CNN posted a video the other day, which he messed up really bad because he went to a section of the border where there is actually like a steel slot wall, and he was just like, I'm here at the wall. It's pretty calm. None of the emergency that Donald Trump is talking about is existing here. It's like, bro, but you just kind of like half-ass proved his point. It's like, so you're not, like, do you understand what you're doing here? It's like, it's just funny because everybody's arguing over it, and it's just funny that a guy from CNN was just trying to make one point, and he ended up making another point. Because it's like, man, I don't care about no damn wall. It's like, y'all are right. We got some serious fucking problems in this country, and people will talk about them to the end of fucking time. If we'll fix them, who knows? But we know.
Probably not.
We all
the government shut down, so probably not.
Yeah, we all fucking know, man. These dudes are playing us for the long con. You know, we could say, oh, fix this, fix that, and then they fucking do some shit that doesn't fucking affect us, and oh, it's supposed to make shit better. Doesn't make shit better. We know. You know, we've lived in this country all our lives. We know that shit is has been how it is, and it's gonna stay how it is unless there's some significant change. And
Let me hear it. Do y'all think?
Oh shit.
Do y'all think Donald Trump is gonna run for president again?
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
You think
I
so?
don't- I honestly don't keep.
will.
I honestly don't keep up with politics. Like
I don't
that.
either.
I don't
Besides
either.
what's forced down my throat.
Yeah, I just see all the shit people
Yeah,
talk
no,
about on
for
Facebook,
sure.
and I'll
That's the
laugh
only
at it, and
reason-
then
the only reason I know about it is because
When the
people
elections
talk about it on
happen,
Facebook.
that's when I pay attention.
Yeah.
I vote in every single election because I feel like that's my duty. I want my voice heard, and even if it's the littlest fucking way, or people say it doesn't matter, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do it. Fuck you.
Fish, I think, brings up a good point. Who the fuck cares?
Well, me.
Secondary point. One of our fans asked, how did you get into jiu-jitsu? And Josh, how did you get into jiu-jitsu? So we'll start with that. We'll open that. Drake, we'll start with you, and then we'll Josh.
well, I think we start with Josh first.
Okay,
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started getting into jiu-jitsu. So I played college football. We talked about this the last time a little bit, but I played college football. And Jason, my little brother, started fighting. He's a nice guy. And then I get back home after college. I had ankle surgery, whatever. I got fat and shit, you know what I mean? Then got back, and me and Jason got into a little altercation, and he got the best of me. Then he just kept talking to me about getting to the gym, and he would show me shit because he'd want to work on stuff. So he'd work on heel hooks and just show some random shit. I'm like, it got me interested. So I found, like, I was that guy that said I need to get in shape first. You know what I'm saying? I was like, look, I need to get in shape. I'm out of shape, because I was off for like a couple of years in football. So I was just, doing nothing. And then I finally just decided to get in there, and then just started training. Been doing it ever since, to be honest. It's been 9 years now, something like that, around.
Yeah. I'm running up a little over 8 years
Yeah,
now.
a little over 8. So around 9, I don't know. I just every day.
Yeah, every day.
It is what it is. But yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
So where does your story tie into that?
So Josh used to work with my older brother, and like, of course, we're nerds anyway. Everybody knows that, honestly. But my older brother worked with Josh, and my brother was always talking about, let's go down. Josh told about this gym down the road. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know, no clue. I was like, I quit football when I was 16, and then it was like a month later. Because we all played World of Warcraft together. So like we have like me, Jason, my brother. We had like 10 people on Skype called just trash talking, and I was never good anyway. I was always like talking shit and just trolling everybody. But Josh was like, yo, man, you need to come down and just check it out. Just try it out. I was like, well, shit, all right, I got to wait for my brother, because at the time I didn't have a license or anything. So I had to wait for my brother to go down because he's the only one who could drive me. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, my brother waited a month and he wouldn't go down. I was like, I want to go see what it's about. Mm-hmm. So then I went down there. My dad took me, and he was pissed off because I quit playing football. And he was like, I'm not picking your ass up. I was like, yeah, you will. So then I went down there, and I started training. Like I said, I just watched the class at first, and like I had no idea what it was. And then went home. I was like, well, shit, I'm going to go try it out next time. So then I came down the next time. And then I've been stuck with it ever since. Of course, with Josh, Jason, everybody. Like I said, we started nice guy, and then now we're here. But like I said, I had no idea what it was, and then got in there, get smashed every day, and was like, fuck, I don't know why I'm coming back, but it's just fun.
Man, we used to get smashed all the time. Like Aaron Grace, Adam Jones, all those guys used to murder us, man. I mean, we got better together though. But my thing was, the reason why I continue to do it was, it's like after football, real life kind of hit, especially when it's gone, because you don't really, whenever like you're competing in a sport, you don't really realize that it's going to end at some point.
Right.
Especially, you're like, ambitions to go pro, go college, whatever. You don't really think, what if I get hurt and I'm not able to play? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, no matter what, anybody who's ever played sports, I mean, if you end up being a coach, or you end up being, an educated fan, that's different, because you can still be passionate about it. But that competitive nature in you, that shit doesn't go away. It never goes away, man. I mean, that shit drive me crazy, like to where, just getting real irritable, just in everyday life about everything, not working out like I should, because I really had no, I didn't have a purpose, but, I had to maintain my grades, right, to play football. Then I had to do the weightlifting to play football, so I ended up doing those things. So, but getting into jiu-jitsu, man, I love it now, man. Just love it. Now it's growing.
I hope
into
so.
What it is.
You have a whole business for it.
Yeah.
It's a bad time to not love it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Drake could just take over. Fuck it. worst case
Shit,
scenario.
it's for the squad.
Thanks for the squad.
But yeah.
Drake, where you get your quotes from?
Man, I listen to a lot of music, man.
Yeah.
I'm stay listening to music. Like you can ask Josh. Like I've always been like I just music head. Like when we used to go. Like I remember he didn't know who Ace Hood was at first.
Yeah, I didn't.
And like I've been listening to him since I was like
That's all that plays in the gym now.
And Ace Hood. So like we was driving to it was like Columbus. Like I was like 17 out of my intermediate, and it was just me, Josh, and Jason. We went up to a Grappler's Quest, and I was on listening to CDs. I had like Ace Hood CDs just because I liked him so much. I put him in there. He's like, Josh was like, who is this? And I was like, it's Ace Hood. He's like, okay.
Well, plus because like I'm big on lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care what it sounds like. I don't really, it's just got to have some more deeper meaning, obviously. And so like the lyrics and what they're saying is what I kind of resonate with, and like a lot of the stuff that Ace Hood said, just being motivational and grinding. Like he always talks about grinding. There's nobody that I know that grinds as hard as this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he kind of is motivated by. So, man, it's pretty dope. I started liking some Ace Hood after that.
Yeah.
Ace Hood surprisingly has some like very good lyrics.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Nah,
Yeah, like I mean, like
like I'm saying,
he raps about real shit.
He's my top 5 like substance rapper.
Like,
He talks about
check him out
life,
now.
man.
Yeah,
He talks about
exactly.
life. And not just,
I'll tell you what. I listened to him several years ago, and then I came back to the gym, and y'all were listening to him while y'all were like free rolling and stuff like that. I was like, man, I forgot about Ace Hood. And I started listening to his stuff again. I was like, man, he right though. He is one of those guys who's just kind of like past few years kind of flown under the radar, but he's still making music that's relevant.
It's all that matters, man. You don't have to be mainstream. You know what I'm
you
saying?
don't. That's the thing. Is like, I love him too. I mean, it's.
No, it's like that good grind music. I listen to a lot of different artists, like however I'm feeling, or like if I'm in the gym, it's definitely probably Ace Hood, Meek Mill, something like that. But I always like turn Ace Hood because it motivates everybody. It's not just like I was like keep a good vibe. Like,
But Drake knows him enough to say, like, if you're stressing out, he'd be like, man, stop track 9. Because then track 9 on that particular album was stressing.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll be honest. Trials and Tribulations is probably one of my top 10s of all time.
Yeah,
of all time
for sure.
You guys ever thought about turning on like some Big Iron?
Some Marty Brown, a little bit of country. Y'all ever thought about that?
I listen.
You
I
had
honestly
to tell
listen to
me. You
whatever.
had to tell them what was going on at Buffalo Wild Wings.
So
dang.
the other night, one of my good friends decided he wanted to play a song on the jukebox, and that's fine. Whatever, whatever you want to play. He's got some cash. He throws it in there. He's got about $20 worth of cash. People don't normally carry
$20.
$20. He throws about $20 in there, and he plays a song. It's Marty Brown. Marty Robbins. Sorry, Marty Robbins. I've been listening to too much country music. Marty Robbins' "Big Iron," which is it's a good classic song. Whatever,
Old Western,
good
song.
Western. Everybody who's listened to that song knows it's a good old classic. It's probably his best song, and he didn't cue it up once. He queued it up as many times as he could for $20. So we the whole
Like 30
time
minutes.
from the point of us ordering and sitting down all the way until the moment we left was Marty Robbins' "Big Iron." And
Holy shit.
let me tell you, first 3 times people didn't even notice it. 4th time, the table across the way was just like, this song is played a lot. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. I thought it was funny. And then like the 6th time it played, people started to sing with it. They were just like, I was like really surprised. It was just some fellas. They were just, "Big Iron, Big Iron," singing with the song. And then about the 10th time, people started to like, they heard the opening like chord and they were like, like they were trying not to make a big deal about it.
Trying to enjoy their fucking food.
Maybe it's just the jukebox is messed up or something. But there's only one dude who's been walking to it. So
This small Asian guy.
so about like the 2nd to 3rd last time it had played, one guy is just like, okay, who's playing this song? And like, we didn't say nothing. I was just like, just eat your wings. And we're eating our wings. And, we finish our wings, we pay and everything. It's still playing. It's played probably for about over an hour. Over an hour, this one song has been playing. For some reason, it took them forever to even take our order. So we walk outside, we get outside, and it's this song plays on the inside of the restaurant and the outside of the restaurant. The people outside were dancing to it. They were just like, fuck it, this is our lives now. And then the moment we step probably like 3 or 4 steps in the parking lot, it changes. Like immediately the person who's just like, I can't fucking stand it any fucking more, goes up to the jukebox. They're like, fucking Lil Jon, get low. Just anything. anything other than this fucking shit. It was pretty hilarious. I'll give it to him.
That's the funniest fucking thing.
I was skeptical at first, but the more I heard the song, the more joy it brought to my heart, because the people around me were just like, is this song going to play again? And then they're waiting. They hear the song end because they know the end of the song. They know the beginning. And they're like, is it over? And it starts again. They're like, son of a bitch. You know? It was great. Sorry. I had to throw that story in there.
Oh, God, that's so funny. That's probably the best thing I've ever heard of anyone doing on a jukebox.
Especially at B-dubs, you know? Like,
and
nobody
especially
expects
that song.
At B-dubs.
Like, just...
That's hilarious.
Oh, good shit. That's the kind of shit I get into. Y'all are just like,
So if you're ever bored and you're at Buffalo Wild Wings,
Put
just
$20 in the jukebox.
and you just have $20 to fucking waste.
it's the most fun I've had in a while.
Oh, man. That's some silly shit. We had guys try to fight us at Buffalo Wild Wings when I was like a kid. Because there was, it was Syracuse playing Louisville. And the table sitting across from us was like, they were all in Louisville gear and everything. So naturally, I'm like 13, already a dickhead. I'm like, oh, bet. So I'm sitting there, literally have no interest in this ball game at all. But every time I see Syracuse score, I'm like, yeah, Syracuse! And they're just getting more and more agitated because Louisville's like tanking this game.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm with like my dad's at the end of the table. And we've probably got 15, 20 guys with us. Our whole team's there. And I just keep doing it. And one of my buddies joins in, keeps doing it. And this dude's fucking massive. Like, he's just a large man. Well, he sends his whole family, like, he just tells them to go home. And it's just him sitting there. He's just getting, like, you see his fists are balled up. And every time my little 13-year-old ass yells something at this TV that's directly above this at least 40-year-old man who's getting way too intimate with this ball game. Oh, dude, it was so fucking funny. And he gets up and he goes over to my dad. Or he yelled at me. My dad's like, that's my son. Stop. And he goes, oh, good. So you want to meet me in the parking lot?
Oh, wow.
My dad had a beer. He goes, nope.
Man, there's a few times, man, that I almost got into some altercations at Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's a good
Granted,
time.
I was drinking, though. Otherwise, I would never say anything, really, just because I don't really give a fuck.
I was going to say, one time I saw you, your brother, and a couple other guys. I didn't recognize them at B-Dubs. And I think Jose Aldo was fighting. And y'all were there. And Jose was beating the shit out of this guy. And some guy came up to y'all's table. I don't know what he said. But y'all were rolling whenever he left because it looked like he was challenging y'all to something.
I think I know exactly what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jose Aldo did fight on that card, but it was Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva fought Chael Sonnen, right? And this guy was obviously Chael Sonnen fight. I mean, a fan. Obviously a fan. Whatever. Because Chael took him down. I don't remember what happened, but I just remember that the guy was like cheering for every time he took him down. I was like, yeah. Then you know, I was drunk too. You know what I'm saying? Like I was drinking. Granted, I don't go out anymore just because it's like, man, I don't want to. Somebody might piss me off or vice versa, especially if I'm drinking. But anyways, well, it was Adam Jones was there. We had a lot of people from the gym that we trained at, so we had some savages at the table, man. And the guy. So anyways, Joe, like he kept saying that he just kept cheering that he kept taking him down. And I was just like, looking at him. I was like, what the fuck? This dude doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
But anyways, what happened was that dude came over. Well, he came over, but he stood up. And I was like, Joe, I said, yo, shut the fuck up. Which I probably shouldn't have
There
said
it
that.
is.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But then he was like, I have 2 black belts. That's why we started rolling. Because he said he had two black belts. That's exactly what happened. And I know at his table, I knew there was one dude there that had fought, and he knows who we are and stuff. So he didn't really say, he didn't like,
He went,
he didn't
please stop.
stick up for
Please
his
stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Please.
He didn't stick. for his boy.
You don't know who's sitting at that table. Please stop.
Like, because it was funny because whenever I told him to shut the fuck up, Jason and everybody, Jones, they all picked up their chairs and turned and looked. Because they thought I was going to, like,
Squad.
throw the dude outside the window or something. So, but, yeah, man, there's a lot of ambitious people. Ambitious fans, I suppose.
Yeah. Especially
Dave-
the ones with 2 black belts.
Yeah.
David Watkins said Drake is lame as fuck.
Ooh. Shots
Said,
fired.
tell him I said that.
Who's that? I think I know who that is. Pretty sure. I think I know. I'm pretty sure.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck are you?
Shout out to him. Shout out.
Whoever that fucking guy is, shout out to him.
I don't know his last name. But I'm pretty sure I know who that is.
Watkins, David Watkins. So.
I'll give him the heat next time I see him. Tell him be ready for that.
Oh shit! Yeah. But yeah, that's probably one of the fun because I didn't at the time I didn't know you. I knew your brother, and I remember seeing that. And I was just like, I don't think that guy knows. I don't think he knows at all because he was just like I could tell he was getting heated and like telling y'all something, and then like the moment he like started to turn, y'all all looked at each other, and I was just like, oh, he said something stupid, you know?
Well, it's like he said he had 2 black belts. Like, okay, what the
yeah, because
fuck?
like I think it was like Jose Aldo fought earlier that night, and
Yeah.
like y'all were getting hyped for the Jose Aldo fight, which I can't blame you. It was a good fight. I
Big
do
Jose
believe.
Aldo fan.
Yeah. Who
I
is?
just really wish he would have retired before the Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah, that was a tough one to watch. But I specifically remember you guys all. This guy came up to y'all's table. I don't know why he thought. I guess somebody had to have put him up to it.
Yeah.
Somebody had to have put him up to it and say, "Hey, go over there and say something to them about whatever." But I just remember it being real funny, man. I mean, I definitely agree. I do want to ask you guys, since you guys are halfway involved. Get some comments. I did want to ask you guys about your state of your opinion on the state of the UFC and what's going on with it, and like what you guys want to see as far as fights are concerned. Because obviously, you guys obviously involved in jiu-jitsu, but as far as your opinions, what kind of fights you want to see in the good divisions? I mean, we've got as far as the light heavyweight division, John Jones is back. He passed his post-fight drug test, so we're kind of in the clear on that
That's
one.
a change.
Yeah. DC, obviously the heavyweight champion. You've got the middleweight champ Robert Whitaker, and you've got guys like Israel Adesanya looking to come up and challenge that. You've got just a shark tank from that weight class down, other than flyweight, which has been kind of weird. But what kind of fights are you guys looking forward to as far as the UFC is concerned at ONE FC or any kind of fight that you guys are looking forward to?
Man, honestly, it's like I'm not a big fan of the UFC. Like, as a martial artist, mixed martial artist as well. I'm big on the honor aspect of it, so I don't really like the whole selling your soul for tickets and all that bullshit, whatever, because it just inspires a bunch of little punks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get a lot of kids with the Conor McGregor mentality, which is cool and all, but that dude works hard, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he works hard. That's the difference there. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you got these kids that are just real arrogant. They see his arrogance and they want to, to that. But I mean, I just think it's like the WWF, man. I don't really like the UFC anymore. I'm more of a fan of the Bellator. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard the whole UFC. It's more of a show now since.
Man. Well, how do you have a ranking system?
Then
you just random whoever sells more tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people have been
That doesn't
That's
make
what-
any sense.
since I think it's WMG. Is that who it is? Has picked up the UFC. It's kind of just been more of the money fights because
Yeah,
I
no,
think
for sure.
I get it.
what
though.
did they
It's
spend?
for
They spent
business.
like
It's a
$3 to
business.
$4 million or $1 billion on the UFC. They spent like a stupid amount of money on the UFC.
Yeah.
So I get them wanting to make the money fights, but at the same time, it's like it's still a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no, for sure.
to be honest, what I've really liked is the PFL. They have been awesome.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who all has been watching it or like who all has enjoyed it, but like they've been doing tournaments to where the winner gets $1 million, which is that's money.
Yeah.
That's money. And got like everybody's kind of showing up to it. You got guys. I think Gary Tonin was in it. You got guys like.
Oh, that's
you know.
going on a point system, right?
No. Yes and no. They're going on a point system. So if you win in a certain fashion, you get a certain number of points. So like if you get a decision, I think that's the lowest amount of points. And a knockout is more points, and a submission, like a finish within the fight, is more fight.
I think
is
that's
more points.
awesome.
I think it is too.
But I also think it's awesome because usually you got like in those organizations you got a bigger, well-educated fan base.
Yeah, for sure.
Not just spectators who want to see somebody. I mean, you go to the shows, man. They're like the MMA shows. Punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Duh, they're trying to punch each other in the face.
Not just tap out
But you know
t-shirts.
what he's trying to do. But that's the thing. You go over there like overseas and stuff, man. You got educated fans. It's real quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever I went and I competed in Beijing for the Abu Dhabi Combat Championships, like everybody was quiet because everybody in the stands knew what was happening. But here, as far as like UFC fans and stuff, they don't really know what's going on. Like you guys, you're new to training, but if you watch a fight, you kind of, they're in side control, they're mount, they're looking for this, they're looking for that. Oh, he needs an underhook. Oh, he needs to, circle out, whatever. That's different. But you got those other organizations. I love it because it's more of an educated fan base. You know, and I mean, I get it. Like you said, it's a business, man. I get it. I understand that, in order and that's how business is. You got to get in while you can. It is what it is. But it kind of sucks to see because then you got respectable legends and stuff like that are taking falls and everything. That should have retired a long time ago. But there wasn't money whenever they were on their rise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there definitely wasn't. When you had guys like
It's
Royce
much
Gracie
anyways.
fighting, I mean, they were making a few $1,000 at the most. But
they
now
were
it's just
fighting
like
for honor. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
they're fighting because they're like, I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yeah, well, because now people think about the Gracies, whether no matter what lineage it is, but because of what they did.
Yeah,
their
I mean,
legacies
you hear the name
ingrained.
Gracie, even if you're not a jiu-jitsu fan, even if you're
know
not
who
like
it
a
is.
huge,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
like Gracie. I'm like, that sounds familiar. I don't know where I've heard it, but everybody's kind of, the crazy thing is that jiu-jitsu is kind of blown up in the past 10 years.
Yeah, man.
It's just
Which is like the UFC where you got like a Diaz submitted Connor, and it's
and
like,
he was
then got
talking
a
shit
big
about
shout out for
jiu-jitsu the whole time.
Yeah. So that's a good thing about it too because then you've seen this huge influx in people. Oh, probably obviously online, probably searching jiu-jitsu, but like our gym in Owensboro, because of you see it in the UFC, you might not know what jiu-jitsu is now, but if you hear somebody submit somebody, oh, he does jiu-jitsu. What's jiu-jitsu? You know what I mean? Then it turns out we have.
That is. It's been pretty interesting to see the explosion of it because I probably started watching when I was like early in middle school, and one of my friends was just like said something about something about Shogun, and I was like Shogun, and he was like, oh, look this shit up, and I started looking this shit up, and I was like, oh shit, these dudes are beating the shit out of each other, So,
but here's the thing in MMA in the next decade or maybe in the next 5 years. You're gonna see there's right now you got Gary Tonin in Bellator, you got Rafael Lovato. Those are two of the best grapplers in the world and the most decorated, right? Submission artists, and right now wrestling is dominating in the UFC and also
and everywhere,
MMA.
yeah, for sure.
But you also got 10 Planet who has a huge network of people, right? And they're starting to merge in MMA. Just wait until you see what happens as far as on the. Like with the grapplers in MMA, balanced grapplers that are submission oriented, man, I just think that it's going to be cool to see what happens in MMA whenever these submission artists get in there. Because like Rafael Lovato is dominating in Bellator, and he's one of the most decorated grapplers, in the United States ever.
I wonder if they'll
honest.
have a bright future in the UFC in particular, though, because I know, like when we were watching,
I think that
McGregor
submission
Khabib,
artists are exciting.
for
For
sure.
They're hunting for the sub. man.
but it's because you know what's going on.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like we had a UFC party.
Davi
over here.
Ramos is in the UFC. That dude, man, is a
Yeah.
fucking monster. If you never heard about him, man, he came out of the Abu Dhabi Combat Championships. Like a couple of the accolades that you need to have to be considered the best would be World Championships and IBJJF, as well as being an ADCC champ. Like if you're a champ, cool, but just attending the ADCC just means, man, you're like on the world class level, and. Not for real, man.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
For real, like somebody says, oh, he went to ACC, you know that he's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you'll see the levels. But Rafael Lovato's won, he's won Brazilian Worlds. He's like one of the first Americans. And he's won, he's won a lot of multiple world championships, competed Abu Dhabi Combat Championships. And I think he's competed Mundials, which is gi, and that's what BJ Penn won. Like BJ Penn he's got his black belt in 3 years, but he won Mundials, which is the Olympics of gi jiu-jitsu, and he won it 3 times in a row. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
he was getting ready to fight Rafael
granted, he got
Lovato.
submitted by Ryan Hall recently,
Yeah.
but there's a new
3 years in a row, though,
New
man.
age, yeah.
It's not luck.
No,
luck.
hell no. And go do that. Go do it. Go do it.
So this is actually breaking news. Rafael Lovato, he was actually slated to fight at Bellator 214 with Gegard Mousasi, that's a big fucking fight. Got
huge.
pulled.
Man, I actually competed against Rafael Lovato in Texas grappling. Yeah, I competed
Hold on to
against
that because we're going to talk about that. Gegard Mousasi did get injured, so he got pulled, and there's no substitute, so they're going to scrap that fight, unfortunately.
Musasi's a monster. That'd be a good ass fight.
Oh, yeah, because he's a solid guy all around. We got a couple of people asking questions. Drizzy, what are
good.
your long-term BJJ goals?
Man, like I said, I'm trying. Like I said, I got to compete in ADCC trials February. That's definitely like my next goal for sure.
LA.
Out in LA, first time out West Coast. That's definitely my next. And man, honestly, just help the team out as much as possible. Like I said, I'm always in there trying to make sure everybody's getting better as long as myself. Because like I said, as long as I'm in there, I'm pushing positive training, just
Always.
trying to keep grinding. Like I said, I'll even push people. You need to lift. You just try to push people. And of course, I talk a lot of shit. If you're someone who's cool talking shit, like
Especially if you're a competitor.
yeah, especially if you're a competitor, because I know what it's like to be a competitor. Like I said, I've been competing since I was 16. So it's like over 8 years now, just straight competitions after competition after competition. I know what it takes to, compete. And I want to get these guys, like, I don't want them to go out and compete and then not be comfortable. They should be comfortable when they go compete, and it should be just like anything else. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest thing is, like, the main focus is, like, make sure the team gets better, because the team gets better, then you can get better. And that's the biggest thing. So that's what we try to do in the gym.
For sure. Yeah, a couple people asked about that. But, Josh, I did want to ask you the same question. You're coming off of an injury, you're rehabbing that and taking care of yourself. What kind of goals do you have in this world, in the jiu-jitsu world? You've started a gym, you've got a decent following as far as that's concerned, but what else are you looking forward to as far as Brazilian jiu-jitsu is concerned?
Well, as far as long-term goals, I definitely have aspirations. Well, like ADCC, I got to make it back. I'm going to. That's going to happen. It's inevitable.
Heard it here first.
Definitely want to. I mean, I want to win it, obviously, but I understand that everybody, I'm not the only one that wants that title. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to do everything I need to do. But also, I got kids and everything, so I got business aspirations as well. Growing the academy, and I'm kind of utilizing this time with my knee as an opportunity to kind of step off of competition. Help the team get better, help everybody around me get better. And grow the academy. Right now, the focus is the academy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got 120 members right now, which I think is awesome.
That is phenomenal for a town like this.
Never thought that would happen. Honestly, I didn't really, when we opened. Never really. I didn't really have a set number. I didn't have a goal either because I didn't know. It's a hard demographic here in Owensboro, and jiu-jitsu's new.
Yeah, that's actually like phenomenal that you even throw that statistic up there, because the town that we have, and we're just kind of an older mindset town.
Yeah, for sure.
And to have that kind of following is just it's awesome to see.
Cool, man.
It is, because cool. You guys, both of you guys know that the actual tangible benefits of jiu-jitsu, but there's also non-tangible ones too that we've talked about before on the podcast too. So it's awesome to see that following. I'm sure it's just been steadily growing for you guys. It's just
it's cool.
It's awesome to see that, because it's one of those things where it's like, there's so many like positives that we brought up multiple times on the podcast before, that just a simple sport itself can bring for people that they may not even understand they even need.
Yeah.
You know, that's the crazy thing that I've noticed is
And that's
people,
just a fraction of it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's not even.
that's just the overall enrollment. That's not about the people that want to go. That's not about the people that think about going, or that's just jiu-jitsu. That's not just the other things, you know. It's
Well, like the other day, man, we had 30 kids in class, right, in our ages 5 to 9, and then we had 20 teens in our ages 10 to 15. And a lot of the kids that we get are not the. We have a few that are already, you know, sports oriented. They wrestle, they play softball, they play whatever. But we get a lot of kids that don't do anything, that play video games. Their parents are like, hey, my son, all he does is play video games. I just want to do this. And I'm like, look, it'd be perfect because all I did was play video games. But I also
All
play
I do
sports.
is play video.
You know what I'm saying? Because, and like with my kids, I kind of say, hey, look, you guys you have to work for what you're doing. You're not
Gotta
just
balance it, too.
You're just not gonna play Fortnite all day. If you want to, you're gonna have to earn it, and that's an hour 3 times a week. That's
Okay.
it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, but man, we have a huge group of. We have a few kids. I mean, honestly, a handful of kids that have been bullied that came in the gym, and that these kids are just excelling, man. Like confident. You know, I don't know what their parents would say, but as far as what I see as their coach, I mean, they're in there. They're eager. You know, they're ambitious about it, and you know, and they're competitive, and they weren't competitive prior to. So and that's what I love is honestly, like I love teaching adults, but impacting the kids is probably one of the most like I love that part.
I feel like you could see
know
a
what
lot
I'm
more
saying?
visible growth in the kids too.
Oh my God! Well, like with just having kids alone, like a lot of people that don't have kids say, you know, time goes by fast. Time goes by fast. Yeah, it does, but wait till you have kids.
Yeah.
Then you have a physical representation of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you say, oh, in my head, oh, how long have I been out of high school? Oh, it's been 10 years. I got a 9-year-old, and I'm like, fuck, that's what 9 years look like.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I was 9 years old. You know,
Yeah.
and for my son to do jiu-jitsu, granted, I mean, I didn't used to force him to do it. I do it, and I kind of do now. But it's not. It's like it's kind of a little bit of psychological warfare with them. I'm like, look, you don't want to play sports. You want to play Fortnite. Cool. Like I said, you got to do it 3 hours a week.
Right.
And you know, and you got to earn it. And
There's nothing wrong with making your kid be a little physically
I honestly
active.
don't care if they hate me for it anyways. Even if they indirectly.
Or you're their
if
parent,
they
not a friend.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
If they indirectly thank me, and they might not say thank you. They might just have to defend themselves one day, or be put in a situation where they have to use some type of physical activity. You know what I'm saying? Like essentially defend themselves.
Yeah.
You know, because that happens. You guys have been fucking middle school, high school. Then you're not confident enough to stick up for yourself.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was that guy. You know, because I was also the guy that would be ready to fight somebody, and I didn't want to do that. Then my brothers would get into it, and I'm not trying to have all that drama. You know what I'm saying? So, but if my kids are confident enough to stick up and say, "Hey, man, shut up," a lot of kids don't have this, you know, confidence to say that.
Yeah.
And that would be indirectly thanking me. You know what I'm saying? Even if my kids hated me, whatever, they'll thank me one day.
Yeah.
Right.
And if not, worst case scenario, when I die, they'll thank me for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Matt Ramsey said Gracie Owensboro is one of the best things that happened for kids in Owensboro in a long time. #La Familia. And Fish said he didn't say a hashtag. He just said adults as well. And
Got a little carried away on the hashtag.
and sorry, some people push it, some don't. And he said all those kids will be killers in a few years.
You guys, here's the thing also. What you
Not
guys,
literally.
What you guys go through too for the advanced classes, those kids are going through now. Could you imagine them doing that till they're 18? Like, because I got a lot of parents that are now like, look, yeah, my daughters, my sons they're doing this till they graduate high school, and they're 6, 7, 8 years old.
Right.
And if they go through this 3 days,
Savages.
3 days a week, that's all.
Yeah.
You know, 3 days a week for about 45 minutes to an hour. Those kids are gonna be monsters, man. And no telling what they're gonna be able to do in their life. Like the mental resilience that they're gonna adopt from that. You know how you wrestled.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I would say the mental aspect of it will carry on much farther than the physical aspect. Say if you have a kid that does it for 4 or 5 years and then just has to quit for whatever reason,
Yeah.
family can't afford it, or just whatever it may
Which
be.
would never be an issue. But.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you guys have always been awesome about as far as like working with people on every level. But if you had a kid that went there for 5 years straight, 5 years straight, just a kid, not, you know, a kid that was like from the youngest age to 5 years after that, you know, the amount of knowledge and the mental aspect of it, what's up, dog?
T is in here.
The mental aspect of it would be just as beneficial, if not more beneficial, than the physical aspect they get from it. Because at least with the mental aspect, they can take that and carry that to multiple
Through their whole life.
Through their whole life. And I think you said that, you alluded to that on the last podcast. You just said that if they can just take that shit and apply it to the rest of their life. That's my dog barking, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see her there, over there in the corner. She's just woofing and yelling around.
First of all, she's a good girl.
She's a good girl. There she is on Jacob. But yeah, I think that's super honorable, and at the same time, like, it's so awesome to see the numbers and just the overall, like, physical effect that it's having at the beginning. But at the same time, it's also awesome to see the mental effect that's having on these kids, because you put it better than everybody else. It's just like, if this skill provides them the ability to get to college or get through college or any struggle in their life, doesn't even matter if it's college, any struggle in their life, it's just like, how can you sorry, how can you, like,
show Tia
even monetize? You can't, just the value of that overall is there's no amount of money that you can put on that at all. And like, to me, when you told me that, I was just like, that's the most honorable goal that you can aim for, in a person in your position, to take this community who, this community is an older community. The money is older, the people are older. It's not a big college town. We have a few colleges, but it's not like that. But to take what skills you have and take those skills and put them back into the community and provide a center to where kids, adults, anybody, literally anybody, it doesn't matter if you're 75 years old or 5 years old, you can come in there and fucking change your life if you need to. And I think that's probably the most admirable thing that you can pull from the whole experience that you've applied to this community. And every time that we have you on the podcast, like, people, like, they point that out. They say that this is an awesome opportunity for people of any age to get in there and change whatever it is as far as physically. If you want to work out, it's a hell of a workout. Mentally, if you feel like you're weak and you give up at every corner, to be honest, jiu-jitsu can fucking fix that.
Plus the support system, man. Like, everybody's in there encouraging, and we also, like, from the top to the bottom, like, we also encourage other people to encourage other people. Like, I've always been saying, don't just be inspired, inspire as well. Because that's what's going to help somebody, overcome those obstacles in their life. Whatever it is, it might, everybody has their different levels and stuff like that, man. But the main thing is just your environment, man. Like,
pull the microphone a little closer to you, buddy.
You being in that environment, as far as what I know, man, that I've gained from it, from being involved in jiu-jitsu. And the thing is, just be involved in anything. You know what I'm saying? Something. Like,
be dedicated
just
to
something, man. Just something. Do something. But, what I love more so about jiu-jitsu is that it's raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it helps you instill respect for everybody. Because you might get your ass kicked by somebody like Derek. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, we pick with Derek and everything like that in the gym. If you don't know, like, he's one of the blue belts at the gym. We pick with him. He talks a lot of shit. But it's all love.
We got to bring up Reese. We bring up whenever podcast.
Reese. But like, it just helps you respect everybody no matter what, because you never fucking know. You never know. You don't have to look like this shredded guy. Some of the best guys that train are people that just work. Like, and the competitors get the best.
I don't want to brag, but
exactly. But the environment, man, and the camaraderie that you get with it, even if you don't do the competitive aspect, no matter what, everybody has something to offer. You know what I'm saying? And the guys around me, man, have definitely impacted my life, because it changed everything. It's what pulled me out of like, because like the last podcast, you guys talking about mental illness and stuff like that. Depression is real. Nobody can deny it. You can deny it all you want, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it pulled me out of what I was going through. Like I said, like college. I didn't know. I thought I was going pro, just like any other young athlete. And I've kind of accepted it. I mean, a long time ago, kind of accepted it. But like, you go from I started doing football when I was 9. You know what I mean? 9 years old till I'm 21.
Well, you did go pro. just not in football. In jiu-jitsu, you know? You just chose a different sport. That's all it was.
You know, but it's like lose like those teammates. I talked to some of them, and it's real. It's all good whenever we see each other. But I did it because my intentions in football is because I just liked it. You know what I'm saying? I liked hitting people. I liked getting my anger out and everything like that. But, I didn't know that it was going to be taken away from me due to an injury. And then colleges treat you like you're just a number and cut your scholarship. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. But then jiu-jitsu being something that you could see, these kids now, they play sports and they do jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? So you could do it. And the thing is that jiu-jitsu is not going to stop. And then you're also going to have a support system that's going to encourage you to do what you're doing. Continue to wrestle. Continue to pursue your dreams of basketball, football, whatever. But whenever that comes to a halt, you're always going to have your jiu-jitsu family. You know what I'm saying? These guys that are always going to be there for you. And these relationships, man, this shit lasts forever. Like, I met Drake when he was 16. You know what I'm saying? I'm 29. How old are you now?
24.
He's 24, and we've known each other that long. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, though, it's like...
I've already made it onto Scott's fucking weekly checkup list. I'm on it.
And like it's just cool because no matter the age, you don't like I don't know what age you guys are, but I respect all of you. You know what I'm saying? And then some of my best friends that come from the gym are in their 30s, later 30s, whatever. And it's in Florida, we got a team down in Florida, man. Like we got 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, whatever, man. We're all it's just all it's all good, it's all love, and we're all encourage everybody to do everything, and it's an environment that I think that us as instructors and in the gym, we try to make sure that it's a positive impact on everybody. Yeah. Because it does suck, man. Yeah. If you don't like the motto I've kind of adopted for the gym is if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Yeah. And that's it, man.
I thought it was some when you said you enjoyed football because it got your anger out. Like I thought that getting into jiu-jitsu would allow me to kind of do the same thing, like frustration, get it out. But that's not at all what happens because you have to go in there with a different mindset. Like if you go in there aiming to get your anger out, you're gonna get fucked up like real goddamn quick.
That's what I'm saying. It's raw, man.
Yeah.
Like it's raw because there's always gonna be a guy that kick your ass. You know what I'm
always.
saying? And then you might go against some other level guy, but then us as instructors, we see that and like, okay, you're fucking that because it has to challenge you. If it doesn't challenge you, then it reinforces it doesn't reinforce the right things. Like growth,
and it's not always the same outcome.
Yeah.
You could roll with the same dude 10 times and have a different outcome every time. Exactly.
Yeah, man. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's like you take Stephen Clark, for example. Roll with that little
man.
We need to get that dude in
I
here.
tell you what,
awesome.
I've known Stephen since high school, and I saw him in there not too long ago, and I said, let's roll a little bit. And like, to be honest, I never thought a human being could threaten me from a headstand. And he threatened me from a headstand. I was like, look, Stephen, I'm not gonna fuck with that. And he's like, all right. And he came off his head. I was like, good man. Good man.
Stephen's a savage, man.
He is,
also,
absolutely.
even like Matt Ramsey commented, man, that dude's a savage. Like, whether he believes it or not, like his skill on the mat, he shows up. All you gotta do is show up, man. And no matter what, every day you're gonna get better. But that man has a work ethic like nobody else.
Yeah.
I mean, if he sets a goal, that dude working for it, man. Hands down. Like he did I'm not sure what he did, like, what was it? It wasn't a Tough Mud or something. It was something along the lines of that. Man, he was up 4 a.m. running every single day, man. And killed it. Yeah. Well, that dude's an inspiration. And his son, savage. Everybody in the gym, man. You guys. I love it, man. I just love seeing it. I love all of it.
What pissed me off the other day is how effective moving your elbow behind the shoulder was to get that cross collar. I was like,
a pretty dope
like
detail,
I told Chase, I was like, fight this with every fucking thing you have. Like, there's no way that this is that effective. And I was blown away. I was just walking right up his shoulder like he wasn't even fighting it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's cool about those little details, man. And that's like also like people asking about goals and stuff. That's what I do. I study jiu-jitsu and I study things just to, see what's applicable, see what I can teach you guys to help you guys be more efficient. And it's helping me grow, man. Being injured, I look at it more so an opportunity as opposed to just being injured.
I was gonna say because you haven't been able to roll for how long now?
It's been 5 months.
So for 5 months, you've had to just kind of sit
and I've
on
been
the
training
sideline.
for 8.5 years to 9 years, man.
Yeah. So like, how's it been for you going from a significant injury to you've still got the gym to coach and all that stuff like that? How is the recovery, the time off that you had to spend, all that stuff beginning from the injury up until now? How's that been for you?
It's been, man, Honestly, like it's been a relief, but then it's also been rough because I have been grinding pretty hard, And the thing is everybody. I'm not saying you need a break, but everybody needs a break, at least have some balance
For sure.
in your life. And it's allowed me to put some things in perspective. I try to always see the positive and the negative. That's what I've learned throughout my life. Like I'm big on being resilient and stuff like that. But just because I've been injured a lot, like I've hurt my ankle, I've hurt my neck, I've hurt my hip, I've hurt my shoulder, I've blew my knee out before, and it really sucks. It just irritates me, but I just try to focus on my energy on you guys, on the curriculum and what you're learning and everything. As far recovery's going good. I'm doing rehab. Dr. McGinnis always tells me that I'm doing too much. And it's been kind of fast. Like which I knew, man, but I can't sit at home. Like I can't do that. Like I honestly cannot sit there at home. Like I was trying to just, cover it all up with playing video games and stuff like that. But it's World of Warcraft since vanilla. It's dead now. It's not the same anymore. Like ever since BC was cool. Burning Crusade, if nobody knows, if you don't know, whatever.
Lich King was cool.
But
too,
yeah,
though.
exactly. Lich King was that's
towards
it.
The end.
That's it.
Towards the
That's
end,
it.
though, it got kind of whack.
But so I can't really indulge myself in the gaming. But it's been an experience. A growing experience, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you said before that you hadn't had any like super serious injuries like that before in the past. So from the beginning of your jiu-jitsu career up until now, it's been kind of
this is the
pretty much
first
smooth
time.
sailing as far as injuries.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I was like, man, when it happened, I knew that I blew my knee out when it happened, just because it's just how it felt. But I was kind of like, I was about due for an injury.
It's about time.
Because you gotta think about it. We train like hours. You're talking about like what you got. What we have our set classes. We have up to 3 options a day, more so, to be able to train as an adult. 3 training sessions a day. And we were doing that. You know what I mean? And probably like we were doing that times 2. So like as opposed to one class being an hour, we would be training 2 hours. And we were doing that 2 to 3 times a day. But you think about that over the course of, that was our first 3 or 4 years. Yeah. Was several times a day. And no technique though. We didn't really have any kind of direction. But it man, it's rough. It's been rough for me mentally. But I try to see in the good in it.
Yeah,
You're not letting it slow you down. That's for sure. You're still on the mat every day.
It is what it is, man. I was in with the pain pump.
Yeah.
The day after surgery, I came in with the pain pump, catheter pain pump.
Nice.
But Dr. McGinnis definitely tells me I do too much, man. I don't know. I don't know. I do the rehab twice a day. I'm like, write me down everything I can do. You know what I mean? And I'm going to do it. And then I've been doing it. We're way ahead of schedule. So I'm kind of gonna chill out, but I need to quit drinking as much.
Yeah, I see. I see you swiveling them hips. I'm like, that knee looks pretty good though. Yeah. I know he's got a brace on there. I'm sure.
No, I haven't
part of
had
his
a
rehab
braces.
program is triangle choke.
Any kind of sleeve or nothing?
Nothing,
sleeve?
man,
Nothing. Damn,
Here's
wrong.
I'm big on the psychological aspect of it. Like if we're grappling and I have a hurt knee, I'm not gonna wear it because then you're gonna know. You're gonna be like, oh, I know his knee's weak. Whatever. Even if it's subconscious for you, that's just me, man.
Yeah, everybody.
I'll poker face it the whole time.
Yeah, of course, everybody at the gym worries about it because they're
Always.
like, you're our black belt that teaches us everything. So we want you to be better and
when
want
you're
you
going
to
like when you're switching to like S mount, I'm like,
I'm real eager to teach though, man.
Yeah, I can tell because you're just like, I can't do the movement, but it's kind of like this, and then you halfway do it, and then everybody's like, okay.
everybody's kind of cringing, like looking with one eye.
I'm like, all right, where's that knee at? Okay, all right, don't do it too
And
much.
that's where I have to get better at, man.
Yeah.
It's like, but I'm just trying to teach.
But
man.
we
I gotta
know,
do
like
something.
everybody at the
I
gym
need something.
absolutely knows, that you care like to 110% about the success of everybody in the gym, the team, the gym itself, just every individual in that gym. Like everybody that I've talked to, like has nothing but positive things to say about like the effect of the gym, the actual learning of the gym, the environment of the gym. It's pretty crazy because at least you have a couple of people are like,
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's still a business, and there's always like one bad review about a business, except for Gracie Owensboro. It's the weirdest shit.
We've got a couple of 4-star reviews, so but
do we have a couple now? We just had one.
What happened? We had one.
Did I say fuck too much again?
Because we had
fuck y'all.
Well, okay, we had a 4-star review because we said a couple of cuss words too many times. But other than that, but anyways,
damn it, you can't censor us.
Anyways, it has really been it has really we're not gonna censor shit on this podcast. Y'all already know.
See that shit?
That's his declaration of end of fucking pendants.
End of fucking pendants.
It's on there too. What's up? Oh shit!
But
in the old style Greek letters.
It is a little crazy to see the amount of people that have benefited from that gym in one way or another. You say it is mental, it is physical, it's a little bit of everything, and you've talked about as far as like advancing the gym, adding more things to it so that it's it's just not one thing. And I know that that's not something easy to just we're gonna do this and then it just happens. So it's just like, I know that you guys are working on a bunch of things to make that gym not just a jiu-jitsu gym, but just a gym in general, to where people can come in and learn a martial art or learn just anything, And I think that people see that, and that's one of the reasons why it's been such a positive review. A lot of people in Owensboro. You grew up here. So it's really awesome to see a homegrown business that is not just a business, but it's a friendly place to be. Me and Jacob have talked about it before on the podcast. It took me forever to get in there. I should have went in there 2 years ago. Whenever I had the ability, but I never did, but everybody that goes in there, not one person has anything negative to say. And if they do, it's because they were just little wimps that didn't want to push themselves. It's not because there's a legitimate criticism. And I think that's crazy, but it's awesome at the same time to see that, a simple thing like a martial art. And right now it's a martial art in and of itself. And it doesn't have anything crazy attached to it. You go in there and you learn it, and it's changing people's lives. And it's something that is new, because probably about 10 years ago, you ask somebody what is jiu-jitsu, and they're like, what? They're like...
is it like karate? Or?
Yeah. They would call it
karate.
Karate.
Always says, "Oh, you do karate,"
and especially
it does gay,
because well, a lot of the times it's just because of the gi. People see a gi and they're just like,
that's 100% what it is.
And the thing is like, we really only, like, I decided to do, all right, we're gonna do gi every day, because I had people that wanted to do, like, I respect martial arts, I respect the history, the traditional of it, the tradition and everything, and I had people that wanted to just do no gi, which is cool. I mean, get it. No
I
gi's
respect
fun.
my internal body temperature, so I'm a fan of no gi.
Which, and that's the thing is, like, I understand, but we also have
gi.
there's lightweight gis too. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm a heavyweight kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
there's thinner material and everything like that. But the thing is, like, people want to earn the belts. I know that. They want to say, hey, look, I got my blue belt.
It's an achievement.
But I can't belt you when you're doing no gi. I don't care about all. If there's other academies that do it, that's not me. That's not my style. I think that's pretty disrespectful as far as to Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And it's a training tool, man. It's supposed to suck. The gi's going to sit there and allow the smaller person to slow the bigger guy down. So because it grips, you don't have those things in no gi. You know what I'm saying? It is a faster pace in no gi. So, all right, we're going to endure it. And then on the weekends, we'll parlay in some no gi. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I
fits both needs.
Yeah, exactly. But when we move, like, the thing is, man, is people have to understand, like, as far as the community in our gym, we're growing what we got. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, if you're coming into jiu-jitsu, you need to come in the gi, because it does need to have some formality to it. As far as a business, but as far as how I believe, as far as, like, the structure of it, you need to have some structure in your life. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Period. That's a fundamental. You need to get up. You need to make your bed. Do I make my bed every day? No. But you know what I'm saying?
Do I make my bed at all? Again, no.
At least that way, if you train at Gracie Owensboro, you're gonna at least tie your belt.
Yeah.
Every single fucking
and
time.
We're getting pretty fucking good at the break clap. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're getting
ready,
good
1,
at
2.
it.
It's real solid.
Just so everybody knows, it's ready 1, 2, then you clap.
Yeah. Not 1, 2, 3 clap. But not one clap.
Exactly.
We got a couple of questions. Tamika asked about white belts and when stuff starts to really, really stick. You know, when things start to change for a white belt, whenever things start to come together.
Well, I mean, honestly, it always varies, right? Because some of like especially with our curriculum, it gets pretty advanced. I think that we can teach the fundamentals. Our fundamentals are pretty advanced, in my opinion. A lot of academies really stick to doing like the basic movements as far as shrimps and stuff more and implementing that live. But I mean, I'd say, man, 6 months, I'd say you'll be pretty good to understand the basic movements. Being offensive is it's an individual journey, right? You're always gonna have to learn how to survive first. Mm-hmm. Like I always tell people, like, look, if you can't survive, you can't go hunting. You know what I mean? Like, you got to survive first. You know what I'm saying? So you can't go hunting for the submissions on the upper belts until you know how to defend the basic positioning, which is not being flat on your back. Mm-hmm. You're flat, you're being controlled. You know, but those things take time. That's why, like, as far as with our fundamental program, I'm always open for guys to live roll. But I want you to do that on you whenever you feel comfortable. Okay, I'm willing to sit over and get mauled by
That's
somebody.
something that I for me physically to like and mentally to learn what we're learning, you know, like it's one thing to go through it in class, and like Chase is a really, really good rolling partner for that because he'll walk me through things, we'll help each other understand shit. But then at the end of class, man, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed I have to drill the fuck out of it. Like, in live rolling, I mean, he even knows. Like when we live roll, I'm doing what we just did in class because I want to feel it full strength. You know?
I'm the same way. Like I need to feel you do it to me.
Yeah.
But once you do it to me, I know it. That's the thing. Once I do it one time, I feel it, then I can start to carve the groove.
Exactly.
If once I carve the groove, then it's going to be finer and finer over time. I'm the same way, man. You know, but it's like with how we teach, we got to teach it to appeal to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we start to allow you to do it. But so like if you're ever in class and you want me to do it to you, let me fucking do it to you. You know what I'm saying? Just say, hey, we. I don't care, man. Like I'm like when I do seminars, when I teach class, all my seminars that I do are just like our classes. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to touch base with everybody. I mean, I've done seminars with 50 people, 60 people, and I go around and I touch. Like I'm like, hey, this is how you do it. You're doing this. And I try to critique everybody and let them feel it. Because if you don't feel it, then you just don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just don't know. So, but yeah. White belt's a journey.
White belt's a journey, definitely is.
That's the thing.
It was different for us, though. We got thrown into the jungle
man.
with no machete.
Aaron Grace used to triangle me, armbar me, do everything to me. Man, every single day for a year.
He still does everything to me.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, man. It's like everybody has their role. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to, like, hey, this is a brown button. He's fucking me up. He's a smaller dude. He's not as big as Josh, but he still fucks you up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a learning experience, man. I love it.
I agree.
I think it's a raw environment.
It is. It's really nice to get in there because it's like some days you go in there, roll with some guys. I did pretty good today. You know, I feel good about myself. Some days you go in there like that dude made me look like I was his child and he just dominated me. It's just like what
dude just sent me to my room.
Just sent me to his room.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, man. Is like rolling and stuff. It's always gonna be you're testing yourself. Mm-hmm. Yep. Like me and Drake's
that's why I like
been doing
rolling
this for a
so
while.
much.
Yeah, me and Drake's been doing this for a while, man. You'll hit plateaus just like you do in everything. Mm-hmm. Weightlifting, anything. Like you're gonna feel like what's going on. That just happens, man. Mm-hmm. And you kind of gotta fight through that. You just gotta fight through that until it stops, until it's over. Yeah. Like I've went in and Drake, you know, I never compare myself with my peers ever, you know, because we're in it together. You know, and that's that battle of the ego type shit. Like we're in here, we're better because of each other.
And you compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, man. Just am I better than yesterday? Drake kept fucking me up with the Kimura trap. You know what I'm saying? And then like, is he still fucking me up with it? I need to change something. But it's
hey, like, you're not the only one. A couple people said Drake has been smashing me since I was 16. Scott Stevens and David Newton says same.
Nah,
same.
it's those people.
Crazy,
same people
man.
comment right now. Have fucked up everybody in this.
Yeah,
room.
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
whenever I first saw 16, I was getting fucked up by everybody. I'm saying there was not like it was at least like 2 years. Like I said, because I don't look at the belt or nothing. Like I like Josh, Grace, Christ. They're like my big brothers to me. So like I always like they're like my guidance and all this shit. So it's like. they keep me like grounded, keep me on the same path, keep grinding, you know, give me advice when I need it. So it's not necessarily just like we talking about, you know, rolling all that shit. But man, they keep me like outside the mat. They keep me boom focused. Like if I need anything, boom, I'm calling them. Or if I got problems,
If we're acting stupid, we call each other out.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
If you told somebody to shut their fucking mouth over a UFC fight,
and it's crazy because I don't like watch a lot of UFC fights. Like I'll go get fucked up, have a good time. But
right?
Like,
I mean, I'll get drunk, but I don't really watch a fight. You know,
because like you can ask everybody. Like I've trained with all of them. They're like, man, this motherfucker don't even watch videos. Like I really hate it. Like I try to keep a good balance, like training, you know, because I trust in Josh. Of course, like I said, he's my big brother, so it's like. I trusted them. Like he's gonna put me in the right path to get where I need to be. So it's like, man, I don't need to spend all this time watching videos. I just need to be in there fucking grinding.
Right.
So it's like it's one of the things. Like when I like go watch fights, I'm usually there to have a good time. I'm really not there to watch the fights. But that's the biggest thing, man. People need to realize like we got so many people in the gym. Like shit, we used to grind 1 a.m. and on puzzle piece mats. Like duct tape together in my dad's garage type shit. So it's like it was.
You're talking about 3/4 inch.
Yeah.
We're not talking about 2-inch mats like you guys roll on right now.
Yeah, I'm talking about like getting just and
I'm rolling on those right now. So I guess I'm in my garage right now.
No, I like your style, man.
Yeah,
your style.
The extra grinding. Like I said, we didn't have
feels
to.
good on the back, you know.
Oh yeah, because we both get off late off of work, and I get off work at 1 o'clock. He got off like 12:30. We'd be like, well, fuck, it's me and my dad's, and we'll get some extra rolling in, you know, just get some extra grinding. So
yeah. That seems to be what a lot of people are saying, that just the fact that it doesn't matter who you're rolling with, doesn't matter if they smash you or not, but just getting the repetitions in.
Yeah.
Just going in there and going through the motions and figuring out where it is where your insufficiencies are, you know, and I've noticed that too. I've gone in there days where guys have just fucking twisted my shit, and I'm like, man, how did he get that? How did he grab that and twist that?
How did I let him get that?
Yeah,
I get pissed off about.
Yeah,
Like,
and to be honest with you, I think that's one of the greatest things about jiu-jitsu is like you lose, you know, it's just like you feel like, you know what, honestly, if you had a few more seconds and he didn't care if I tapped, he'd kill me, you know. But the next day you're like, he ain't gonna kill me today. You know, he ain't gonna hurt me today.
What pisses
you know?
me off is when everything's going so fast, like somebody's just fucking working you, and I'm like, all right, wait. I know the defense to this, and then it's too late. Yeah. The paths are becoming a little more clear for the shit that we've learned, you know. But it's still taking it's like a bad internet connection.
It's a
you know
marathon,
what I'm saying?
man.
Yeah.
It's a marathon, bro. It's not a sprint.
But I think it goes back to what you say every single day. You just got to show up.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, it definitely doing it live is a lot different.
For
than
sure.
when someone's actually trying to
I tell you what,
things.
I tell you what, Drake. The first time I ever rolled with you, you'd only been in the gym a few times since I had been there, and you know, I was going to the advanced classes because it's like, man, I'm trying to learn everything that I can, and it's just like I don't do anything besides chill at home or fucking play video games. So it's like I might as well go down to the gym on a Friday night besides sitting at home, you know, playing a video game.
And it's just an hour.
It's just an hour.
Yeah, it's literally an hour, so I'm not worried about it
Or
at all.
2 or 3.
You know, we go down
Whatever
there.
you
And this is
decide.
probably
Depends on how long you want to stay, really.
seriously, you know, and I went down there, and there's only a handful of guys there, so we're working on a few things, and you know, I was like, all right, let's drill. It was at the end of the class, and you know, you're like, yeah, let's go. Have you rolled before? I was like, yeah, I'll roll, whatever. And you had told me something. I talked about this on the other podcast. You know, I was rolling, and obviously, you know, you're there, and I'm just like, all right, let me just see what I can do here. And you know, we get to side control, and you were telling me a specific thing. You said, make sure you establish that position. I'm like, oh yeah, the position is established. you know, and like you just like slowly start to move. You know, it's just slow, very, very slow. And I'm just like, he's moving. He's moving. And I was like, and I'll do this. And you're still moving. I'm like, he's still moving. I was like, all right, I'll go this. And you're like, establish the position. Still moving. Fuck. Still moving.
I don't have it.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, I don't have the position at all. And you just immediately rolled me. And I'll be honest with you, that's been one of the most motivating factors for me, is just like being in a position where a guy can put you on your back without you even having any consent or even any ability to resist it. And for me, that's been one of the biggest motivators for me. And I'm glad. It's amazing that I can go to Gracie Owensboro, and there's not one brown belt. There's not just one blue belt, or there's not just 5 5 white belts. There's
19 of us.
there's like 20. There's like 20 white belts. There's like 3 or 4, 5, 6 blue belts. There's 5 or 6 purple belts. There's 5 or 6 brown belts. It's unbelievable that we have all of that here in Owensboro.
It's pretty wild.
No, and like I said, we understand where you guys are coming from. We were in that same position.
That's why I was so scared to roll
up
with so many people in the gym. I was just like, these dudes are gonna twist my shit.
I'm the opposite, man. I'm like, fuck me up, dog. Let's do it.
But see, that's the thing is that
Never
that's
been
how
like
I
that
am.
for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the exact same way. I'm like, fuck me up, I'll learn from it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's
No,
what I
but-
mean. That's when
but
Chase
it's
was
every
teaching me striking.
personality.
I was the same way. Like, dog, fuck my shit up. All right. He's like, you sure?
Every
Yes.
personality trait, man. Like
Yeah.
it's in there. You got the people that are real, different type of learners, different personalities, man, and like that right there. Like your personality will thrive. Just continue to come in. That's it. Just show up. If you have that personality type, like you,
Yeah.
just show up. Just
Right.
show up, man. You're gonna excel. It doesn't matter. You're gonna grow. It doesn't matter. And at least it's controlled. You know what I'm saying? And also in the grand scheme of things, like the main thing is self-defense for me. Like as far as somebody that wants to come into jiu-jitsu, it's training jiu-jitsu for self-defense. And you're gonna learn some techniques. Like you can always armbar somebody who's choking you. You know what I'm saying? Those
Rear
basic
naked,
things. But the
easy.
thing is, though, is like you guys know, you guys are in there training, or it might be drilling, but you're training 6 minutes at a time. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's stress or non-stress. Like when we're drilling in fundamentals, it's not as stressful, but at the end we tend to do a little bit of resistance. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are doing 5 to 6 minutes at a time. Like statistically, fights are lasting 30 to a minute. You guys are going to be ready to go. And like no matter what, it's like you guys are being efficient. You guys have an intent behind what you're doing. And it's not necessarily just to hurt somebody, but it's to protect yourself. Like so every movement that you're doing is efficient. You guys are going to be able
hurting
to go.
people is
I'm
a good
telling
time,
you,
too, you know
man.
what I'm
Like
saying?
your guys are going to be able like if you had to, man, if you got in a fight right now,
Yeah.
you'd be able to go 30 minutes easy.
Kimura.
Not for real. But that's the
I fucking
thing.
love it,
That's
Kimura.
the thing.
It's like one of my
Bro,
favorite
I mean,
things.
that's the
I love it
beautiful
now.
thing.
Yeah,
man.
I
it's
love
great.
it.
That's the beautiful thing is because like straight up, if I need to go for 2 hours straight, I could go 2 hours straight. Obviously not right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like seriously, man, like you guys, you're not gonna know it. You go compete, you're gonna be going against other people that train as well. So it's gonna challenge you as far as your jiu-jitsu wise, but against other people that are training. But now you go on the outside of it and you go against somebody who doesn't train and you got in an altercation or something like that. Man, you're just gonna walk through this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because like for real, it is stressful when you're training, man, and you're doing wrestling. Like even wrestling is like, how many matches? Like how long are the matches?
Oh, there's 6 minutes a pop, 2 minutes a period, and you could wrestle it in 1 year. You could
And
wrestle
same
up to
thing
70
there, man.
matches.
And same thing there.
70.
Like you're like wrestlers. That's what I'm saying. Just do something. Just fucking do something. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, play a sport. But the reason why I like jiu-jitsu and I like wrestling is because you respect everybody. You don't develop this false sense of confidence like you're ducking on somebody.
Tell you
The
what.
false sense of confidence is the worst thing. Like I thought I was tough because I played football because I could run him over because I could score 6 points. But jiu-jitsu that don't fucking matter. Do that shit, I'll break your arm.
Yeah.
I'll break your leg.
I'll break your
choke
arm.
you out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario. It's like Joe Rogan.
Right.
Like somebody asked him on one of his podcasts was, what's the significance of jiu-jitsu? And he was like, well, if we got into a fight, if we got into a fight, I would kill you. Straight up.
Yeah.
And that's it, to be honest, man. Like if I hold a choke on you for 30 seconds, man, you don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I could break your arm, then choke you. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that that's the intent behind it, but if I needed to, or if you guys needed to, you could do that.
Yeah.
And having the confidence to know that, look, I could do. My 5-year-old, my 6-year-old could do that.
Yeah.
My 6-year-old knows he could choke somebody out. My 9-year-old knows he could choke somebody out if he needed to. But they're the most passive people you
Right.
ever. They don't want to do that. But if they were to get scared and have to defend themselves, they could.
Yeah.
They hop on my neck. They know how to hide their hand. They know how to hide their hand with their head. I gouge them all you want, but 6 seconds all they need.
Yeah.
And they're 9 years old and 5 years old. 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, jiu-jitsu is a beautiful thing, man.
Wrestling with your dad's got a whole different meaning in your house. I think.
Bro, they jump.
Y'all are full blown. Like
jump
you set the timer and everything.
They're worried about hurting my knee right now.
Oh, yeah.
But
You're
we
just putting
go,
them in those leg
man,
locks.
Caving will go for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I'll sit there and I might have a couple, whiskeys and whatever. But hey Kevin, you want to roll? Yeah.
You're like, what leg?
I'm on my knees and he's just fucking coming at me for hours. I'm talking about hours and never gives up, man.
Damn.
Never gives up, and he loves it. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to see what things are like as far as with the community of jiu-jitsu in Owensboro and the Gracie Owensboro with the partnership of Iron Edge and Edge Fitness and stuff like that, man.
It's just gonna keep going, man.
Yeah, and
Just keep going.
plus like Iron Edge and stuff like that, man. Dustin Edge in Owensboro, man, like he's fucking awesome. I don't know if you all know. I love the partnership that we have, and I'm a big advocate of health and fitness in Owensboro. So is Drake and Wise, young, shredded, and hungry. Like we sit here and we believe that it should be something that you should incorporate in your lifestyle. And the best way for kids is to lead by example. And so with having the facility that we have, you're able to go work out, and your kids are wondering what you're doing, but then they know that you're going to work out, and then subconsciously or consciously, they're going to know that being in shape, challenging your body is something that you need to do because it has to do with your health. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I like to be able to do because I mean I have sleep apnea and stuff like that, but like your health matters. You know what I'm saying? And it will affect everybody around you. You know what I'm saying? And I like that the fact that we can promote that through our jiu-jitsu program being partnered up with, Iron Edge and Edge Fitness and stuff like that here in Owensboro, man. It's pretty cool.
That's what I said. I do the same thing.
love
I said,
it.
you'll never see me like push someone to do something if I'm not already doing it. So whenever I tell people, yo, get your ass in the gym and lift, you're not doing because I'm in there doing that. It's not just like I'm just speaking some shit that I'm not doing. So you'll see me in the gym lifting. It'll be training right after training, I'll lift or right before. So when I tell everybody, if you want to lift, just come in, lift with me. I don't care. There's so many people in here who stay active.
We're gonna start working out as a team eventually.
Yeah, that's
Y'all do me
You
a
guys
favor.
are like-
Just
That would be
quit
awesome.
doing bad positioning. Yeah, that'd be great.
that's honestly the best thing for you though.
Oh, for sure.
It
But
does.
it always cracks me up because Josh is like, all right, guys, we're going to do bad positioning, huddle up. What position y'all want to start? And I'm like, dude, does it fucking matter? it's going to end the same way.
But you also like I mean I know you already know, and I
Yeah.
know you're down. But the thing is, our goal is progress every single day. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, when you're on the mat, we want progress. I understand it's fun. It is all fun, but we want progress.
Yep.
The goal is to get better, and no matter what, offensively or defensively, you're gonna if we're not exploiting our weaknesses, then we're not training.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter you're going against different level people. It might be your level, it might be higher level, everybody. But you're gonna know whether you need to work on those things or not. And the thing is, it allows you to start to develop confidence when you're on the back trying to submit somebody like we've been going over that straight jacket. And once you're gonna start executing it eventually. It might take 4 months, it might take 2 months, but you're gonna start executing it eventually. And then you're gonna feel confident in it because you're executing it. And then all of a sudden you're gonna be like, okay, I want to get to the back because I have executed that. But if you've never been put in that position, you're never gonna develop the confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, we're gonna put you in that. We're gonna put you in it, whether it's you like you're gonna develop either way, man. And that's not a way that we kind of trained. It was pretty much beat the shit out of this dude in bad position. We're not gonna teach him any kind of way to get out. But we, special type of people.
Yeah.
It takes certain type of people, man. But you're gonna get better. You're already better. You're already,
I've
I'm not
talked
saying
about-
that as an instructor. I'm just saying, like, man, like you go. Like that's the thing. Just go.
Yep.
Just fucking keep going. Don't give up. That's the thing. Because that's how life is, man. It's just not going to stop.
That's the way, like, if above, and like I said, I've talked about this before, but, like, above all else, man, like, you inspire me especially to keep going. Like, even when it's super fucking hard, like, I'm definitely not the most fit guy in there by a long shot. But, at the end of class where, we're just going, especially for, Wednesdays for, bad positioning and shit, man, it's like, I'm exhausted, and I want nothing more than just go sit down, but I'm not going to be that guy that goes and sits down. So I'm just going to keep fucking going, keep charging, keep pushing. And when I'm tired, I look over, and you just, like, I catch a little glimpse of you looking over at me, like, okay, I gotta keep going. And it's just nice because I feel motivated, I feel pushed, and I feel inspired to progress,
Good, man. And that mental resilience is all you need, man. Like Tom DeBlast, like we're under Tom DeBlast, so he gave me my black belt. And that dude is probably, like, everything he says, man, is pretty fucking awesome, man. he's pretty inspiring as far as everything. Just that dude's mentality and his approach towards jiu-jitsu. I don't know if you guys follow him or not, but if you follow Tom, he's definitely an influential person.
DeBlas.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I
Awesome
started following
human
him when I started going to the gym. I was like, this motherfucker is sharing the most inspirational shit. I should be in the gym right now. I should not be at home.
And that dude's a monster.
Yeah.
That dude is a monster.
We've had a lot of people comment in the past little
Dang.
bit here.
get it.
They're talking about takeovers. They're talking about
Take.
take
Gracie Owensboro
Cover
Take-
podcast.
takeover
What's up?
podcast. Take over Gracie Owensboro.
Let's
There,
get it.
a few people have mentioned hashtag 5 a.m. class. So that's been thrown out there a
Good.
couple of times.
Gotta start getting up at 3 now.
Yeah.
Hey, just don't sleep ever.
I would love a 5
Sleep
a.m.
when I
class.
die.
I would love it. Me personally, just because like I work at 7, so like all I need to get ready for work is like 30 minutes.
Here's the thing, though. It's like the fish in them, though. Like Grace is in there. You guys can go in and do that. But as far as like and you guys are already members, so I don't care. You guys can go in there, especially if Grace and them is in there. But as far as because we've had it on the schedule before, and
I'm sure it's
Drake would
it's a
show
tough-
up. Drake
show
would
up.
show up, then Grace would show up, then nobody'd show up.
Yeah.
Or they show up. 30
I'd
minutes
absolutely
late.
set my alarm for it.
I don't
but
want to
whether
put
or
it
not
on
I
the
actually go.
schedule. I wouldn't want to put it on the schedule as a business. Being professional.
For sure.
I don't want to put it on the schedule and say this is a class that we have, and then nobody's showing up to it.
Right.
And plus, and then because it's like it needs to be worth it to the gym because we're giving effort. Because Drake would show up, or I would show up, or Aaron Grace would show up. But you guys that are already members, they are. You guys already know. I've already tried to accommodate every schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You've
saying?
posted
So
up several
best,
times. Yeah.
Which you guys want to do 5 a.m. Fuck it, whatever. Let's do
Fuck
5
it.
a.m.
'Cause
I get it.
I
We used to train at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I might
So
stay
I
up
get
from
it.
work. I'll get off at 1. I'll stay up till 5 and train. I don't care. Don't bother me.
Yeah,
Man.
I've noticed that like some of the times I've been at work and I've seen some posts on Facebook like in here getting in. It's like at Gracie Owensboro, like Fish or fucking whoever is.
Fish
in
is
a-
a monster.
Fish is there for like 12 hours a
He's
day.
savage.
That dude.
He clocks in and out.
That
Like he's
dude's
in
savage, man.
I was like, do you have a job? Like
Never. His job is jujitsu.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see that because I'm just like, man, he's right. I need to be in there right now. I'm like, I'm at work. I'm like, shit. I ain't in there. I'm over here fucking not doing anything. That's
The beautiful thing is like that feeling's never gonna end. As far as because it is jiu-jitsu. It doesn't end when you graduate high school. Doesn't end when you graduate college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the cool thing about it, and that's what I like about it. Because I'm like, look, I know that this is never gonna end. Even if I didn't have a gym, I know that I could train somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna end because and also like the high school wrestlers, like you wrestle in high school, you don't go to college, you can go to MMA. You know what I'm saying? You can go to submission fighting if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And then that would never end. You can fight on amateur circuits all you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's just that's my thing, man. It's like when I was young, I didn't know football was gonna end. And I was real passionate about it. I loved it, but I didn't love it as much as I love jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Not that saying that I don't respect other martial arts, but I love wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I fucking love wrestling. Man.
I think wrestling and jiu-jitsu are kind of like side by side.
Chase has taught me a new respect for wrestling.
Bro.
That's for
You
sure.
know,
It has
Especially when
its
it comes
place,
to
man.
takedowns.
Yeah,
Oh
for
my
sure.
god!
I tell you what, the only thing that I feel like I've really appreciated from wrestling is the confidence in my ability to take a shot. With wrestling,
nasty
it's just
ankle
like,
picks.
the thing is like, man, trust me, I've been thrown. I've gone to tournaments and I've been embarrassed. I've been thrown on my head. I've been slammed so hard the referee has to step in and be like, "Hold on, that was a little too hard." Because in wrestling, you got to return the guy safely to the mat and all that good stuff. But I tell you what, the one thing that I can appreciate from wrestling is it will give you confidence in certain things you didn't have confidence in before. There's a lot of things that I'm so glad that I have when it comes into into jiu-jitsu classes that I'm just like, I thought that I would never use this skill again, but now that I'm in jiu-jitsu, I'm so glad I can hand fight right here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I can
Exactly,
sit out
man.
right here. I'm so glad.
Wait till we
that-
get into MMA.
that's one of
Wait
the
till
reasons
we
why
get
I've been
into
asking you a lot
striking.
about it.
You guys will like it, man. Because the thing is, like, It's kind of like, because I ran track growing up, and people don't like, it is a sports thing. It's just a sports thing. Like whenever we're like when I train with Bob O'Brien, you guys probably know. Do you know Bob O'Brien?
I do not.
Well, like he was a track coach for Owensboro High School and Owensboro Middle School.
Okay.
A legend, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's a team thing, but like if you won, you got the medal. The light came to you. But no matter what, everybody knows that every 100-meter dash I ran was against my teammates. Every 200-meter dash I ran was against my teammates. Every long jump I did was against my teammates in training. Mm-hmm. And the same thing in here. It's individual as well as team oriented. Like I'm challenged by my teammates. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake, having somebody like Drake on my team, like these guys tap me, like G-Star being a different weight class. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I compete at 193, 189, that kind of, that weight class, and then G-Star being somebody that's at 170, being able to tap me, great. Drake being able to tap me, Grace, and then Scott and all those guys. Like they don't see that, but they know that, if I get my hand raised, we got our hand raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what we did. Because we all are better because of each other, man. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's what I liked about the team aspect of playing football. You had the team. We won as a team. Right? Cool. But then the track, if I got my, I got the limelight, or I was on the podium. And and same thing in jiu-jitsu, man. It's kind of like a good mesh, good in between of being able to team sport as well as the individual. Mm-hmm. And I love it, man. I love it. That's
why I tell people every time they ask me like how'd it feel to win. I'm like, if I didn't have my team, I wouldn't have fucking been on that shit. Like I would never even been there. I wouldn't even been going to this tournament. So what the fuck am I without my team? So that's why I try to tell people all the time. Like it's not just me. I think my whole squad got me ready for this. So it's like that's why I tell people all the time.
Yeah, I've noticed as probably one of the biggest differences I've noticed from, and I'm not shitting on folk style wrestling because I love it to death. It's the first formal martial arts that I got into that wasn't just rolling around in the backyard, and I love it for what it is because, with folk style wrestling, you have definitely a different mentality. But at the same time, it's the same mentality. It's just morphed into a little bit different, like, form, Mm-hmm. With folk style wrestling, it's a very forward sport, and it's when you lose, it's you take it very personally because, it's probably one of the first time a lot of those guys have been experienced a severe failure to where they put it all on their line and they lost. Mm-hmm. With jiu-jitsu, you can start when you're 40 or 45 and you can lose when you're 40 or 45 and be like, I've lost before. But when you're 16 or 15 or even 14, I've had 14-year-olds on the team before, and when they lose, it's, it's a little different. It's one of the first few times that a lot of those guys have felt defeat. And I think that's super critical when it comes to growing up, mm-hmm. And you guys have alluded to it as well. Man. You gotta lose to know how to win. And I think,
I'm really good at that.
I almost said professional wrestling. With folk style wrestling, I think that, we've talked about that a little bit.
Where's Judah?
Yeah, where's old Judah?
He's getting a nipple piercing. I don't know
he called you out, by the way, Josh.
Yeah, I know. I see.
I did see that. It was fucking funny. Yeah.
He's wild. He'll find him.
That would be good.
I just don't want to respond in a way that would seem, like I was kind of talking shit.
Yeah.
Or dissing what he does, which is cool.
If you knew the guy, you would.
You absolutely got to talk shit back.
Yeah.
100%.
Drake knows me. I don't talk shit. Like if we're gonna do something, we're gonna do something.
Yeah. Hey, what you need to do is invite him to the gym because I've invited him to the gym. He's like, oh man, I got professional wrestling. So I can't get hurt.
Literally anything you say to that guy, he goes, "Oh, watch out, I'm a white belt."
Yeah. So, but to be honest, I've appreciated the most
it cracks me up
out of a lot of things is just the environment that jiu-jitsu provides because in folk style wrestling it's you're dealing with guys who are also other badasses and it's all a macho sport. And I don't say that in a negative way because you have to have those savages. You have to have those guys.
No ego.
There is ego in to an extent to folk style wrestling, but not. It seems like comparatively, jiu-jitsu has a very reduced ego. And I'm not sure what it is, and I haven't figured it out yet. But I noticed that there was more ego in folk style wrestling than there was in jiu-jitsu. And it may be just because I experienced it through a scholastic program to where it was guys who were, not 18 years old. They're 17, 16, 15, 14 years old, all the way up to about 19 or something like that, competing compared to, going to a jiu-jitsu gym where you may have a guy who is 16, but then you also may have a guy who's 65. So, you have a very different atmosphere. So I don't mean to poop on folk style wrestling, but at the same time, I have really appreciated the environment that jiu-jitsu has provided because, for me, I expected it to be more of the folk style wrestling perspective. And it's cool. There has to be a certain mentality that is forged when it comes to folk style wrestling, because it is a sport that encourages you to always push forward, to never take a step back, and to show you that, and here's the thing with jiu-jitsu compared to folk style wrestling, there's not really a severe weight cutting thing when it comes to jiu-jitsu. I know that dudes do have to cut weight when it comes to jiu-jitsu, but with folk style wrestling, one of the biggest portions of it is cutting weight. And that just causes guys to be in a shit mood regardless. If you've ever cut weight, and I'm sure you guys have for competitions, I've had to cut weight for 5-6 months at a time, so I know what it's like to
can't relate
to weigh in and look at those guys like, just grind my teeth. And it's not, I don't have anything personal against them, but it's just like, I'm at this weight class, and it doesn't matter if you're at this weight class because I'm going to smash you. Because it's like, I haven't eaten today. I didn't eat yesterday because I ate too much.
Last 3 months.
And to be honest,
eggs.
I've been eating fucking eggs and turkey for like 6 weeks. It's like I can have a cup of water every other day. So I think it's more stuff like that, and I think that people that have, and you have wrestlers in the gym.
I've also wrestled. I've trained. Like that's the thing is also like you have to. Most people have to understand that it's two different sports. Like you got jiu-jitsu. As far as a sport, the jiu-jitsu sport's different. It is points oriented as well as submission oriented. It's like a pin in wrestling. You win by points or you can win by a pin. Jiu-jitsu, you win by points or you can win by submission. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. But it is based on a rule set. We're comfortable on our back. I've trained with Division I wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? And I've submitted Division I wrestlers as well as I've been destroyed by Division I wrestlers. On the points end of it, because obviously like submission wasn't an option for them. But, it's, I'd say, man, it's kind of the same. I mean, the Division I wrestlers I got were real humble, real respectful. But those guys went to war. I mean, man, wrestlers have definitely had way more matches than I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? Like, they going like a couple hundred matches a year.
I would say my first year ever wrestling, I had 48 matches. I lost half of them.
But still, man,
I won the other half.
But still, to be able to go out there and do that, man, like it takes a lot to go out and compete. Like I tell people, it takes a lot for you to. It says a lot about you as an individual to take that step to go into the gym. Like Corey Hayes, he's probably he commented on here before, but like him, he told me that he pulled up in the parking lot, was gonna come in and drove off.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But then he came in, did the same thing, maybe a couple other times before he decided to go in there. And, it takes a lot to be able to do that, to step into an academy like jiu-jitsu, because it is a martial art, man. It is grappling. It's you're in people's personal space. You are challenging yourself physically and mentally. And it takes a different type of person, but it does take some confidence. It does take some courage, to be able to do that. And even in wrestling, man, like wrestling, I have mad respect for wrestlers, man. I love wrestling. I wish that OHS and Owensboro had wrestling in high school, because I definitely would have did it. Man.
One thing we can't talk about is the way that Tyler Hayden just spelled cauliflower. Oh, shit.
Did he put collar?
No, he put
collared flowers.
He put collie, COLLIE, space flower, FLOW.
It's okay. It's okay, Tyler.
Hey, he tries. He shows up.
He shows up. He shows up, takes 3 rounds off.
Hey, it's okay because
you're
not the only person in the comments that's been roasting him about
Oh, shit.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, his comments
why
are
they do that
popping.
to him?
Why they do that to him?
We love you, Tyler, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We're glad you show up to the gym, man. You crack me up every day that I'm in there. Even though sometimes you choke me out when I ask you not to. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you and everything you just said. I mean, you know, there is some really good D1 wrestlers that come into jiu-jitsu that, you know, they're great on top. And then you put them in a guard and they're like,
What the fuck?
they're like, I got these points, but this motherfucker's like grabbing me here. And I'm just like, I already got him on his back, so I'm just going to hold him here for a minute. You know, I think that was one of the things for me is giving up my back. Like I gave up my back way too easy. Because in folk style wrestling, you know, if somebody shoots in on you and they get the better of you on the takedown, you turn and give your back to them and fight out of it. And you don't think twice about it. Or if somebody takes you down, you know, you turn in a way that gives them your back, and then you're like, all right, we're in a neutral position here because you're not used to being choked.
Yeah.
So a lot of wrestlers I know will struggle with that, and I know I have struggled with it because in scrambles, that's when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because in scrambles, I'm like, I turn a certain way, or I'll sit my hips out a certain way that gives them my back, or I give them a position that would be advantage to them in jiu-jitsu, but in folk style wrestling it's just a neutral position. So it's been really weird for me. It's been really
it's just
weird.
a rule set though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
because
a rule.
Jiu-jitsu is like you don't want to give somebody back because you can't get choked, and then you also can't intelligently defend yourself there. You think about defending yourself, you think about people punching you. You know what I'm saying? Like I would much rather see punches coming at me than guessing where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like just going, then there's one coming this way. Then I'm like, here, now there's another one coming this way.
When you just have no defense, if they're on your back, man, you just can't do shit
It's
about
rough,
it.
man. That's why I always tell you, face them. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Even if somebody's in mount on top of you, face them.
Yep.
At least you can turn this way when the punch is coming. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just guessing, because then you just never know. Say he punches the floor and then breaks his hand. Cool.
Word.
Now you're out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd much rather that happen than him guess and be able to take his time.
What
and
sucks
try, self-defense wise. You know what I'm saying? Like.
When they're on your back and you get flattened out,
Oh,
and
that's
now
the
you're
worst.
done.
That's the
You're,
worst.
you're done.
Good luck.
Wrap. It's a wrap, homie.
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
for me, you know,
Chase
like,
used to do that shit to me all the time before I learned how to defend it.
I tell you what, you know, I've been flattened out plenty of times in my folk style career where guys have flattened me out. It's just like you get there sometimes, and it's just like
A
you
lot
get
of
back
times
to your
just in the
base.
bedroom too.
But it's yeah, sometimes they flat me out. But I tell you what, you know, just a couple weeks ago, whatever, and I had turned my back to a guy, and a guy got my back, and like he flattened me out, and you're like, Chase, don't flatten you're like, don't flatten out, and I was just like, I was thinking about it, and when you told me that, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't flatten out. And I'm like slowly trying to get back to my base. I was like, I should never do that again.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't go there.
Well, because sometimes,
Don't do that.
sometimes a guy gets your back, and it's just like to get his hooks out. Like to me, I felt like I had to flatten out to like pop my hips out. You know, so it's just like to me to get there, it's like it may work on some white belts, but I feel like that never ever will work on somebody higher than that. And I thank God I haven't been in a position where somebody that high a level has been on my back before. And most of the time, it's just way before that they get me. So, but it has been an awesome, like a really awesome transition for me to see the positions I can't be in that I was like totally comfortable with before. And it's like if any of you guys are listening that have been folk style wrestlers before, you will fucking love jiu-jitsu because the challenge that it provides. Like the best thing for me was like guys getting my back. And before, I didn't mind guys getting my back because in folk style wrestling, guys get your back all the time. It's not a problem. You know, you fight to your base and then you stand back up, or you switch them or you reverse them in some way or the other. But with jiu-jitsu, it's like you don't. That's the
Not a good place.
That's the sacrament. You don't just give up your back. Good Lord. And it's like it's been awesome for me to learn that the hard way.
Rotate that way.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Can't defend yourself that way.
Because
No.
It's
rough.
I've seen a couple of guys get choked out in folk style wrestling, and it's just because of like cross faces or something like that, where a guy gets it really, really deep.
Really?
I hate those.
Ooh, yeah, dude. I saw a guy go out from just a simple crossface, and the referee didn't see it. It was right under the neck, and I was like, it looks like it's choking him, but I turn away, and then like I hear a whistle and turn turn back, and that guy's like planked
Just
out.
snoring.
Yeah, snoring. And I was just like, damn, he choked him out with that. It's like, that'll never happen to me. But man, I've been smashed before. So, I was glad that I got that experience before going in the gym, was like being smashed. I've had guys go in there and literally pick me up over their heads. I'm like, he's going to break my back today. And like, put me down real soft and then just squeeze me until he's like, yeah, he's got me. So I'm glad I got that experience before going in there, because
MMA is going to be fun. You guys will love MMA.
I know I'm going to love it. I don't care.
Even if you guys won't necessarily be getting punched, but you guys will, like no matter, like I said,
where's the fun in that?
Well, that's the thing. It is, because if we get into where, okay, you're on top and now you're going to add strikes, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to want to do that, because it's like, then they're going to be on top of you and they're going to be throwing punches too. But it's obviously not as live as you would think. Yeah. Because it's all situational. Usually the guys that are fighting are going to be in the worst position possible. And everybody plays a role, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I've trained with Scott in a lot of his MMA fights, and they were fun. They were fun for me, not for him. But it's cool. It's cool because, like I said, you got that team aspect. Like your team's gonna make it suck for you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be in there. And you're going to have, some high-level grapplers. And that's the cool thing about Owensboro.
Fish says he's ready.
That's the thing
is dangerous,
about
dog.
Owensboro, man.
Dangerous.
A lot of people in Owensboro do not understand that they have some of the best submission fighters in the world coming out of Owensboro, Kentucky. Like, you got Joe Bays and like, accolades-wise, Joe Bays, as well as me, as well as my brother. And they're, I'm not sure about the Eastern Kentucky, but let's just think about Owensboro in general. Like, and you got Drake as well. And because he's went up against several people who's also competed at the highest level, and challenged them. So, like, people don't also understand, a lot of people in the UFC don't necessarily have a good ground game. Then, like, you put somebody like Drake in their training camp, man, they'll give him problems. It'll suck for him. Obviously, striking will add a different a different, issue for them, for him and for me. But I've done plenty of camps with people that have been striking, and it's never been an issue because they couldn't stop me from taking them down or advance a position, just submitting them. Like, I've literally went against people in their MMA camps, and I've 5-minute round, like we did, like championship round kind of style. And whether it be a 3-minute round, I've submitted them probably like 15 to 20 times at all levels. You're talking about amateur, pro to UFC level.
Striking's great if you're standing up.
Yeah.
It
You got to keep it there, man.
effectiveness
If you want
get
it,
taken down.
which is why, kind of like like when we trained that nice guy, man. Like, the whole thing was, if you wanted to stand up, you had to earn your right. Earn your right to stand up. Just show that you can respect the ground enough to know how to get up. You know what I'm saying? Then you want to strike, cool, strike. But you have to earn that, man, and that adds a different dynamic, man. You guys will love it, man.
Yeah,
it's a whole.
I can't wait.
There'll be a lot of bonding too, because it's stressful, man. Like, me comp training with Drake. Like, he's my friend, like a brother to me. But like, I'm training for competition. I don't want to lose, and I've slammed him because I was frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I didn't take him too high. He says that I did.
that I did.
Allegedly. Have you ever seen a Batista bomb?
Yeah.
It was
from the top, bro.
It was somewhere around that level.
So it's another opportunity, man, as a team to be able to bond and as a gym, man, because like the teens and the kids and adults, like we all interact with each other, man. It's a pretty cool dynamic to be a part of.
I like when we're rolling and you're trying to coach somebody through something, like or I try to hit a Kimura on him from guard, and you're like, no, listen to me. I was like, all right, I'm listening, but then he's listening to you too. Yeah. So it's like, it's a two-sided fight, but man, it was so much fun.
I always coach the person who's in an advantageous position.
Yeah.
I don't care who you're going against. If you're about to submit somebody higher up, I'll coach you, but you got to hear me before he hears.
Can you finish the Kimura from guard?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he wound up tapping, but I think it's just because he couldn't really do anything else.
Yeah.
That's
usually how it
down.
is.
Yeah.
That's usually how submissions work. They can't do shit. That's the beauty of it. So, but I can't wait.
Scott said Drake's feet touched the ceiling.
I swear I told y'all. Y'all was looking at
Said hashtag. He said hashtag me too.
I'm just saying. I know I was there. I'm not saying when I hit the ground I wasn't asleep, but like it was in the air.
But granted, man, the rule said that
Yeah,
I
he
could
could
slam
slam.
out of submissions.
Yeah.
So, in my defense, it was legal. But yeah, man, I love it.
Scott also said Drake is gonna smash Charles at ADCC
gonna be
2019.
Hey, that's what we hoping for. We grinding for it. So
Yeah.
we're gonna
Grinding for it,
bring it
man.
back for the squad. That's what we do.
And if not, we'll be back the next year.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And the next, and the next.
Josh, I do have to ask you, throughout your career in jiu-jitsu, what has been probably the most, for you personally, what has been the most, as far as goal-oriented, what was the most achievement for you as far as rolling with somebody or someone or some camp that made you feel like you had really gotten to where you wanted to be when you put the pedal down?
I'd have to say, honestly, before we got affiliated with Tom DeBlast and stuff like that, was my matches against. I mean, Rafael Lovato was an awesome match for me, and a testament to
I'm sure you got a
everything we did.
lot. I'm sure.
Yeah, but also people don't understand that I've dealt with a back injury for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've dealt with herniated discs, so I got 4 of them. And like my match before Lovato, no excuses. I couldn't touch my toes before that match. But against Eddie Cummins, and I went against Gary Tonin the same day. Yeah, it was a good tournament, man. But I was down for it. I always love a challenge, and it was kind of like. They were leg lock guys, I was leg lock guys, and we were kind of separate. And I had my formal training with Joe Bays, but then I also had the few years. So I had my training with Joe Bays at 3 years, and kind of developed my own systematic approach. And like a lot of people make excuses saying that I need to train with better people. I don't think that you have to train with. Obviously, training with world class is not going to be bad, but I believe in making the people around you as good as possible. Like I need to exploit my weaknesses to you guys, so in return I get better. And I've always done that, and that's what I've done since I kind of went to Florida. I trained with Travis and a few guys down there. Then I come back up here, train with Drake, train with Scott, and stuff like that. And for me to have those matches where they were just walking through people, what I'm saying, they were submitting everybody with leg locks and having no chance. And then and we do our stuff on our own, man. Like we don't have anybody telling us what to do. Like we do our own independent research and our own independent studies of matches and stuff like that. And we don't have any guidance, we just use each other. So like me going against Gary and Eddie and being able to implement the defenses that we kind of constructed on our own and offenses as well, definitely made me feel like no matter what, I was heading in the right direction, and it was a testament, whether I lose or not, I learned from everything, what I'm saying? Like I lost against those guys, but it was cool to see that the things that I did was effective and efficient. And also I had them tell me personally, like, hey man, we studied you for a long time. And it was pretty cool to hear that from them, being at that level, just to say, hey, because I'm nobody. I'm from Owensboro, Kentucky. That's what everybody thinks. Oh, I'm from Owensboro. You know what I'm saying? It's a small town. And for these two guys that are on the, at the pinnacle of it all, and, to say something like that and give me the respect for my jiu-jitsu that was developed, with myself and a little bit of training as well for 3 years was probably the most, like influential part, man.
It's funny to even hear you say that, like coming from the guys who are at the pinnacle of it all, but you're literally going against them. so you're right there with them.
But man, I was if you all seen Mr. Jiu-Jitsu, Mike Mijas, if you all ever see him on social media, man, real
I think I follow him.
If you all ever see him, he's one of the guys who kind of set that up for me. He reached out to me. The DVD that I did with Matt Arroyo and stuff. Matt Arroyo's that awesome guy.
What was it again?
Who?
Do your DVD?
The 80-20 leg surfing system.
I was just like,
But
fuck
the
that.
DVD I did with Matt Arroyo, that dude's awesome. You know, definitely showed me a lot about business and everything like that, as well as the Gracie Tampa Network down in Tampa. Showed me a lot business wise, and which is why I came back to Owensboro and was able to incorporate it, because Owensboro's real far behind in a lot of different aspects. You know, you guys are from here, so you know.
I'm from here, but
I'll own it. It's okay. I'll own it.
But you know, I learned a lot from that, man, and it's been a journey, man, for me. It's been a journey, and we're still going. We're keeping it going. You know, we're just gonna keep growing and keep doing what we're doing and try to impact lives. That's it. That's all we care about. Man, my goal, like somebody before has asked me, like, well, you know, what's your goal? And I was like, man, my goal honestly is to for my absence whenever I'm gone, you know, because we're gonna die one day, to be felt. That's it. My absence to be felt. Like that's it. Like I'm constantly gonna drive for it to help impact everybody's life every single day till the day I die. That's it. You know, and I thank everybody around me for that, man. Because Drake, Scott, everybody, it's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, man.
We'll just keep it moving, man. Just keep it moving day by day.
So if you keep going at the rate you're going now, when do you think you'll be back to like 100%?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd say, I mean, I could be back. Could I be back in? I've been out for a total of 5 months now. Like, it took me 3 months to have surgery.
Where do you think you're at with it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm honestly leaving it up to the professionals. You know, my physical therapist and my doctor, because I'm not that. I understand listening to my body. Like me, I think I'm ready to go right now. Yeah, you guys see me in class, but then I'm like,
then we go tell them stay off that shit.
yeah, I listen to them, then I listen to my doctor.
He's like, Drake, let me slam you real quick.
No Batista bombs today.
Let me put your feet through the ceiling.
But I got a lot of goals, you know, as far as I've been able to set goals like business wise and personally wise that are going to keep me busy during that time. I'd say, you know, I got definitely, you know, I have 4 to 5 more months in me before I can get back on the mat like that. But I am going to wait until my doctor tells me that I'm good to go and my physical therapist that I'm good to go, because I personally don't want to have surgery again.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to do
Better
that.
safe than sorry with something like
Yeah,
that.
and we got a lot going on, so I just look at it as perfect timing, man. Like the stars aligning to it is what it is. And I've been due for an injury. You know, as much as I've been training and as hard as I've been training, I'm due for injury to put me back a little bit, you know. So, because not, you know, it is what it is, man. And you see what we're doing, man. Like everybody sees like Gracie Owensboro's growing. And honestly, since I got hurt, I stopped all advertisement. We're still blowing up. I stopped all advertising.
There's new
Google
people in there
ads,
like
Facebook,
every week.
everything.
But it's crazy. Like everybody in Owensboro usually knows Gracie Owensboro is where to go with jiu-jitsu. Like
Yeah.
anywhere you go. it's
And
like-
we don't have T-shirts going
and,
out yet.
Yeah, so it's like,
That's the thing.
but usually everybody recognizes the faces, recognizes everybody around. Like, oh shit, you at the gym? I saw a picture of you at the gym. Or like they ask about it, and they of course they're curious about it, and everybody's wondering, you know, where's it at? Blah blah blah. And give them the same spill. Like,
That's the
come try it
cool
out.
thing too, man. Is
Yeah.
we get every walk of life in there. Whether you're, you know, no matter where you live, no matter what type of job you have, like we have every walk of life. We got nurses to teachers to lawyers to law enforcement to, you know, bankers to tellers to people that work in a factory, man. You got kids that play sports, kids that don't play sports, kids that are homeschooled, kids that are everything. And that's what I like about it, because, you know, it's every walk of life connects at the commonality of respect. I respect you no matter what you got going on in your life. I respect you as a human being that you are. And also, at the end of the day, when it comes to ego, the mats don't lie.
They don't.
The
They
mats
never
don't
do.
lie.
Step on that
They
mat,
never
boy.
do.
That's it.
And
Leave it at the door.
That's what I think a lot of people like out in like Owensboro, they know like they respect Gracie Owensboro, so they never, you know, everything's all cool. Like, oh, I want to come in and try it out. You know, I heard about you, or they know somebody, and
A lot of people won't show up.
a lot of people won't show
I was
up.
one of those people, man. I can't
was
talk
one of
shit
those
about it.
people,
Yeah.
too.
Like I said, I was lucky enough whenever I first came in. Like I knew a couple people already training, so it was kind of easy for me to kind of transition into training. But like I know some people, it will be pretty hard if you know you had no idea who was in there, you know what type of environment, you've heard about it, but you didn't really know, you know what I'm about to walk into. And you didn't know everybody's chill as fuck and just trying to have a good time and train.
It's
No one knows that at first. So it's like, man, I'm about to walk into some dickheads, but really we're just all chill hype.
See,
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I assumed, but I was completely wrong.
yeah, no, because I'm always in there just having a good time, chilling. Like I always tell people, if I'm not having a good time, I'm not gonna be training. But
Well,
I'm always in there. So
It was funny because, like, when I first asked, I posted on Facebook. I was like, "Man, does anybody go to Gracie Owensboro? I want to check it out." And everybody kept tagging you, and you commented on there. It was funny because, like, now we know each other, but like at the time, I had no idea who you were. and you comment on there like, yeah, man, just come check it out. And then probably 10 months later, we finally went.
Oh, dang.
It was that long. Like,
Damn, I didn't even think about it that long ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
long.
should have went 2 years ago. Like I just, I made every excuse in the book. I thought I was just like, I'm not good enough to do jiu-jitsu. I rolled in wrestling, but I don't know.
The more
lick
you
about
drink,
it.
the harder it gets to say.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. Seriously, I mean, the crazy thing for me was just like, I like thought about it, I've been thinking about it. And I was like, I never really took that step. I was like, I got enough going on, blah, 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 all this stuff. And it took me forever and ever, years and years, obviously, to finally take that step, because like the moment y'all like opened up and like Josh said it would be something like serious, like you guys were actually starting a gym and y'all got a place and mats and all that good stuff. I was just like, I'll go down there. Yeah. And like next thing I know, it's like a year later, I was like, I'm just not in the shape I used to be in. I'll go down there next. I'll just go down there whenever I get in. And I remember specifically, I was in my room one day and I was looking up videos for like jiu-jitsu stretches. And I was like, man, I'm just not as flexible as I used to be. So I started stretching and all that stuff. And I stretched for like 2 or 3 weeks. I was like, man, I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. I should go down there. I just never did. And then like, like a year later, like Jacob just calls me one day and he's just like, this happens a lot. He's just like, hey, you want to go do this?
All the time.
Yeah, all the time. He's like, hey, you want to go do this? And it's normally not anything productive, but like this time he's like, you want to go to like Gracie Owensboro? I was like, I took a second from the microphone. I was like, yeah, I'll go with you down there. And like, I said yes. And like, I went down there and I was like, man, I'm a dumbass for like putting it off for this long, because it's like, man, the 2 years that I could have spent in that gym. Like I could have, instead of like the time, I'm like thinking about all the free time I spent on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Good job. And then Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and just fucking Thursdays, Fridays. I was like, man, all those days I sat like sitting at home playing video games or like listening to music or whatever. I'm like, man, I could have been in there fucking getting either destroying savages or getting destroyed by savages, And I was like, man, I regret that. Yeah. And it's like, I hope that nobody else that at least listens to this podcast is feeling like, man, I'm going there because I ain't in shape enough. Look, go in there.
Me neither, homie. Come on.
You'll get in there shape enough.
I'll let you roll with me.
I said, I still get tired. We do bad. It's not like you don't get tired. You can get tired regardless. He don't, for sure. He's one of those guys. He's one of the few.
He don't get tired.
Yeah. But like I said, of course, everybody has life going on. Like I said, everybody works. Everybody, I don't have kids, but people have kids. People have relationships going on. People have jobs, like work every day.
It's a couple days a week.
It's a couple days. That's like what, 3 hours a week.
It's
if you just want to be,
like,
if you just want to be there a couple days a week.
It's not even like a ridiculous like time requirement. You go in there for an hour, and it's just like you get out of there in an hour, and it's just like, pretty good.
That's what I like though, is that you can go for an hour or you can go for 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, on the weekends, I'm there most of the time 9 in the morning lifting, and I don't get out there till like 12:30, 1
Wait till
o'clock.
I get back, man. I can't wait to get back.
Corey says Drake gets tired. Drake gets tired.
Corey knows.
Facts.
Oh, good Lord, man.
Oh shit, man.
I like what you guys are doing here, man, with the podcast. For real.
Well,
I like it, man. It looks good.
Yeah,
professional, man. It's cool.
I'm excited to see where Chase takes it now. He's kind of got the reins of the new studio.
If anybody listening has an idea or suggestion for me, I'll absolutely take that to heart, because
I wouldn't have, so it's better than me.
Jacob doesn't give a fuck about
I'm going to put
nothing,
1,000 stickers on my fucking wall.
I'm always, here's the thing is like me and Jacob have been doing podcasting for a couple years now, and it's been a lot of fun. It's like every conversation is entertaining. Every conversation is fun, because it's like, it's always different. We talk about the same thing sometimes, but it's not with the same people. And even if we do, it's a different conversation.
And it's just because of what's interesting to us at the time,
Yeah, and things change all the time. And we're always interested in like making things interesting for people too. Because like this would not at all be possible if people didn't support us through it. Like, dude, like when we first started this podcast, we were 2 dudes around a bar stool with 2 microphones, okay? And like nobody called in, nobody watched our shit, nobody listened or anything like that, but the more we did it, the more consistent we were with it, people started watching.
And nobody called in this podcast either, so the next person that calls in, is not a bitch. Everyone else is a bitch.
We used to have people calling all the time.
All the time.
I don't know what's been
Aggravating.
going on the last few months. I
Yeah.
guess people have just been kind of scared because it seems like more people have been confident with commenting on
I mean,
Facebook.
man,
rather-
next time we can do like
We can call out.
free month at Gracie Owensboro if you call it.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, that's a good value right there.
I'm just saying, we can
Tell
do
you
that.
what.
Oh, there's Aaron Grace. Where you been at? But
Not
yeah,
calling in.
I tell you what, it's awesome that the
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Let's see who is not a bitch today. Hello. Oh,
Hey, it's a podcast.
Oh, that's
There it
fish.
is.
That's fish. What's up, Fishy?
I just want to call in and say officially, I am not a bitch. And everybody,
somebody else is calling in too now. We're about to get blown up.
It's too late. They're a bitch.
It's too late. Wait till Gears 4 tonight. It's a wrap.
Gears 4, let's go.
All right, it's official. Fish is not a bitch.
Fish is not a bitch.
Fish
Yeah.
is wild.
That's the thing, man. I mean, we've loved doing this stuff for so long, and I'm glad we try to get literally anybody in here. We've had everybody in here, and we try to have as many people who are passionate about what it is that they do, whether it is jujitsu. We don't care if it's jujitsu or public speaking or public dancing or public talk, literally anything. We've had guys in here that they might have been crazy, but we gave them a platform to talk about what it is that they believed in.
You thought you were like, man, fuck.
No.
I was towing such a fine line.
Yeah, here's the thing.
We got like some heat
Yeah, we've gotten heat before in the past.
because they were like, "This dude's
That's why
about to."
I try to be politically correct. Always.
I don't.
He
That's
does.
my thing.
This dude don't give a shit.
Yeah.
and that's
Which is
fine.
cool.
It's fine. We're always open and honest. And
First of all, whose fucking mic is this? All right, that's what I'm saying.
You're right. You're right.
But the thing is, it's like we're glad to have guys like you in here. Because it makes a difference, not just, for our viewership, but for our community. Because it's like we've got guys that watch a show that don't go to jiu-jitsu. We got guys that watch a show that maybe they're like, I need something in my life that's like a good workout, going to give me a little bit of a schedule, and like hopefully put me in a better mood. And you know what? I've only been going for a few months now, but it's helped me keep some schedules that I didn't think I was going to keep. It's helped me be more responsible than I needed to be when I didn't have that kind of structure in my life. And it's like, you know what? I got to be there at this time, so I'm going to be there at that time. Yeah. So I'm thankful for that. And it's like, if we got guys watching this show that can take that kind of message and apply it to their own life or show up to the gym or whatever, awesome, amazing. We started this show with an idea that, in today's day and age, we have so much miscommunication because people, even in a age where we're having a revolution when it comes to communication, people refuse to talk to each other.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well,
They
it's like we're
refuse.
playing online
Yeah.
and nobody has mics.
It's like even if
Why are
they
you
have
on
them, they
Rainbow
won't
Six
talk.
without a fucking mic?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen lots of people that have microphones but just won't talk. It's just simple stuff like that. It's like we have the greatest technological revolution and communications revolution in human history, and people are hesitant.
There are no shortage of keyboard warriors, though.
No shortage
Isn't
of
that crazy?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to type some shit, but they won't talk about
for
it.
Sure. For sure. I'm not afraid to tag motherfuckers. Ask anybody.
I'm glad you all doing the podcast, man. Like we started in the garage. You all start on two stools. You know what I mean? Like, and we're here to support you guys as well.
For sure, always.
We're glad to hear that because, like, I could tell from the moment I walked in that gym, like, you guys are so down to earth. Everybody in there is so down to earth. It's like, you can go to certain businesses and stuff like that, and it's like, it depends on what it is. Car mechanics, they talk to you like you don't know shit. You depending on what it is that you go in to do, it's like those people talk to you like you don't know nothing. They try to take advantage of you. You don't get that, Gracie Owensboro. Not at all. Not at all.
First of all, anywhere you walk in and a small or short ginger greet you with a hug, I'm just signing up. Like,
Hey.
if Scott could be the door guy at any place, I would sign up. It's just how it is.
Yeah, that's one of the big things too. Is just like you guys have provided a place where not only can you have a good environment, but have world class classes. To learn from people that know the best. It's like you look at around a lot of places around the state. It's just like some of these schools don't even have a brown belt in there. Yeah. And they're getting taught by like purple belts and blue belts and stuff like that. And it's like we've got multiple brown belts and multiple blue belts and multiple purple belts. And it's like, it's so awesome that Owensboro, of all places in the state, has a world-class facility where it's like, because you could have the nicest mats, the nicest weights, the nicest curriculum, but it doesn't replace the human aspect of it. And jiu-jitsu is no stranger to that. You guys have an environment that is not easy to replicate, and I know that we are thankful for it, and everybody in the community is thankful for it because, if you haven't been in there, you just don't know what you're missing out on, and I think one of the first few classes that I went in there, somebody spoke out about it and said, hey, look at what we got here. It's just like, try to take advantage of that, but at the same time be thankful for it, because it's like, in a state like this, it's Kentucky, we're laid back. We don't have a lot of things. We don't have a lot of people, but, here in Owensboro, we got a damn world-class jiu-jitsu facility, and I know that the guys that partake there are super thankful, and, you see that in the faces of every guy that shows up there.
Everybody, man, could come in. Like, if you're sitting at home and you're just working your job, you know what I'm saying? You go home, you wake up, you go to your job, you get off, and you watch TV. And then you get mad every now and then. Like, just fucking come in.
If you feel like there should be something more, there's something more. There's something more.
In, man. Just come in. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a sales pitch, man. I just say it because it changed my life, and I know that my goals and change other people's lives, man, in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? And then people are like, oh, well, you just want memberships. But if you can ask anybody, I work with everybody in any aspect, no matter what the situation is. Because as long as I impact somebody's life in a positive way, that's all that fucking matters, man. That's all that matters. And that's pretty much how all our guys are, and whether they're instructor or they're just a belt. Because, purple belt, blue belt, like everybody knows that that's a responsibility for what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is, man. Yeah. It's just we're all here for everybody else, and if we're not doing that, man, then what are we doing? Yeah. What are we really doing?
And it has definitely been awesome to be able to go in there and roll brown belts and not feel completely
In case anyone forgot, Fish is not a bitch. Everybody else is.
I'm swear, Fish, Starkey, and then Josh better read some Gears of War 4 tonight. It's going to get wild.
I'm on it.
That's a call out.
Yeah, Twitch.
That's a call. Damn, Fish ain't getting off the hook that easy.
No,
it's literally.
Twitch.tv/Curbs, KHURBZ.
Hit him up. Look, if you're trying to...
Fish, put it in the chat.
Put the plug in there.
Beat the stream if you want
Put
to
it
see
in
some
there.
greatness.
If you're trying to beat Josh in a way that's not in jiu-jitsu, you may get lucky.
If you want to see Drake get Batista bombed and go 0-18 in Gears of War, you're going to see it tonight.
We'll be on, man. We'll be on.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, you boys want to wrap it up then?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
All right, Twitch TV/Curbs
With a K.
Gracie Owensboro. Come in. No excuses. Fish is not a bitch. We'll see y'all next time.